Yes, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the action here. Ready to begin in game one of Tidebound versus BetBoom.
Hell yeah.
Fuck, what are you making this one? We're going to see the OD, first pick of the tournament.
I'm shocked it's the first pick. It's rampant in pubs. Okay. So in the high-level pubs, people are playing this one a lot. And most everyone's taking the Obsidian Decimator. Very strong at bullying in lanes. I think that's, for the most part, what BetBoom has tried to do with this draft is about bullying and getting ahead of, at least in 2 of these lanes. Of course, that off lane, the Bristleback versus the Terrorblade, we've seen TB as a fantastic solution in game and lane versus him. So let's see if BetBoom's approach works, because they also want to be using this global versus the Ringmaster. It seems like one of the better solutions besides having like a Night Stalker or something to stalk this Ringmaster to prevent the saves. Yeah, let's see. This definitely looks like an interesting one. We also definitely have to say Mars has been struggling a lot in this tournament, so let's see if Bach's going to be the one to make it work together.
I mean, how does the Mars look at a game like this?
It always just looks kind of eh. It never is like, damn, this is a great Mars game, but it looks okay.
As we can see, 6 picks so far and only won the 1 game.
Yeah, it's
as hero this tournament.
It's had okay performance, but yeah, it's definitely one of the harder ones. Tree, Monkey King, inside that tree form. They won't be able to get on top of him, looking to get that early first blood to get Bach off to a hot start.
And I think that the thing to note as well with that stat is it's the people picking the Mars. They're these Grandmaster players.
All of them.
It's not like the people that offlaners that don't have it as one of their main heroes. It's offlaners that have Mars as one of their main heroes. And they've just not been able to make it work. It's
been like Saberlight, Success. I don't know if I saw Bach play, but yeah, pretty much everybody is trying to make it work, and it's just having a lot of difficulties. We've seen different approaches between Bloodsport. We've seen the other one picked up a couple times as well too, and yeah, just definitely struggling. Can cut trees this game, can turn around the Bristle, so definitely have to talk about these at least 2 specific interactions versus the Bristleback, the spear turning him around, and yeah, the ulti, if he catches Pure in a weird scenario where he can cut the tree with it, can be pretty good.
And so this mid lane matchup, how annoying does this get for the Tiny against the OD?
Nowhere near like a Huskar, right?
Sure.
At level 3, it's when it starts to become pesky, but you can actually secure denies early on until that point. Oh, it's Tiny. I think it's playable. It's definitely playable as the Tiny.
Top heavy trade there, but of course Barker's the core taking the harder hit.
Tomi taking quite a beating there too, trying to trade with that Ringmaster, but as we've seen so much, these Impalement Arts, it seems to be one of the best trading abilities in the game at the moment. Bottom lane, so I think this is kind of like the probably more boring one in a way. Wind Ranger can increase some fun stuff in it with some potential snipes with the kill shots, but overall, feels like a pretty solid lane for Shiro to just free farm it with the stick charges. Since Bristle's just going to always provide you with that. We've seen a lot of different approaches. I actually do want to mention this because we do see him take Reflection level 1. When I've seen Satanic play in this lane, I know Fear highlighted it, he goes Conjure Image and spams and just out CSs because he has infinite mana with the stick charges. So always want to point out the different approaches from different players when they're playing in this similar lanes.
We're going to try with the meta here to go for save.
Stuck.
He goes straight for the TP. Immediately ready for that play. Knows there's one way out of it.
That was heads up. Almost gets brought down even through it. But
no, he was very ready for that.
Yeah.
With that instant TP.
Still level 1. Now hits the 2, so he'll be able to skill the Windrunner if he wants to be safe.
Mid CS continues to be very even, but as you say, at this level 3 point, it starts to be where GPK can definitely mess a little bit more with the CS attempts. Nothing to say with these Astrals.
Yeah, it starts to be a bit more annoying, but yeah, Tiny definitely can get a good amount out of it here. Bottom Shiro actually being the one that struggles. And same thing with Bach in the laning phase, at least here. Since he's playing more for like Reflection, he's missing a fair bit of CS on him. So he's at 9-1. Miro having just that little bit more, and he has an extra wave coming in for him too. Pure's courier does get sniped, and Bach just literally walked up and attacked it. So,
all right,
there from Pure.
And what do you sort of think overall of Tidebound's response to obviously giving BetBoom the chance to take these very popular heroes as the first 2, right? Getting this Monkey King and Bristleback start to the draft. You know, they must have done that because they have a plan. Do you sort of see the plan against those very, very meta heroes getting through first 2?
They got their 2 meta heroes at the same time.
Sure, they just take that trade.
First pick, and then Terrorblade has been seen as a kind of answer to Bristle in some ways. So I think they took the trade. And we'll see if that trade ends up actually working for them or not. This lane is just absolutely free top though, right? Free matchup for Monkey King versus the Mars, and it starts to threaten kill threat onto the Mars constantly when you hit level 3 too. And he's got Silencer, one of the better 5 positions behind him. Katomi will get the stack off as well, it looks like, so this lane gonna get even harder for Bach, it feels.
Yeah. And I guess that's one of the downsides of Mars, right, as an offlane in this meta. You can't really back up and catch up clear. It's not easy compared to some of the other popular ones.
Getting aggressive onto him here, no meta available. We will start to stack up, but he's all right. That, yeah, that's exactly why we're not really seeing the Mars. You have no recovery outlet. If things go bad in the lane, it goes, uh-oh. I have to force fights, and if I lose those fights, uh-oh, right? Even more uh-oh, so we'll see how he does after this laning phase. Not being the greatest for him. And this is when they killed Pure's courier too, so we do have to factor in that the full treads are about to be delivered for Pure for this laning phase up top. He's already dominating it without the items. Once he's got that picked up, could definitely see kill threat onto Bach or Planet. And there's that pull, so Katomi will be able to deny away this entire wave from Planet and Bach. Mid lane. You're seeing him, yeah, he's handling it.
Yeah, he's doing well, nothing to say. Yeah.
It used to be so much worse, just it's different days of the OD nowadays. Shiro, again.
The shackle.
They actually do get top beforehand. Shiro will go down.
Kills on both lanes here from BetBoom.
BetBoom playing these lanes beautifully. Bottom lane is the one that Tidebound had designed for them to do good in, and right now Shiro actually not having a very good time down there versus this Bristle and Wind Ranger. Which is a bit surprising to see. Because yeah, I've seen Satanic, when PARIVISION plays this, they just play it very different. They play it to farm and just hit those creeps rather than ever get aggressive and look for a kill.
GPK getting a bit low in the mid, but Katomi will be here to offer some backup.
They've got both supports here, so could even look to set up a kill perhaps.
Got the level 6 on GPK, ready to slam down the Eclipse.
It's a little low though.
Miro is on his own, but again,
one more poison.
This time round, the TP out will not save Miro, as indeed the 5 stacks build up.
Well played there from Y. He got in front of him as well too, so when he pops it, it's that full big burst damage.
Yeah, we'll see at the same time, obviously, as we're watching the action down bottom. What went up top? Nice little snipe there from Bach.
I actually
got him that kill in that lane.
Right on the tip of that spear too. Speaking of Bach, blood grenade, last word, does get the spear out.
That should be fine. Still going to take a lot of damage, of course, there. Coming out from Katomi, but will indeed live. Still, though, continued space for Pure as he's able to push back Bach in Planet. Maybe see if he can set something up. It's kind of difficult, though. Bach's just not in a situation to step up and fight this.
No, it's too dangerous. Monkey King is a deceptive
maybe
hero.
now. Yeah, he's seeing if he can get an angle with the spear, but yeah, Pure's just not letting it happen.
He's got raindrop. If you don't burst him, he's gonna get the stick off and just killing both of you. As the Shrine, Katomi is setting up for it. Bach half HP.
I mean, Katomi can't quite mess with Bach with the backup of Planet being there for Bach.
Yeah, they're hesitant around it. Nothing to say has TP available, so playing versus the Tiny who can rotate very early on. Definitely want to be careful of that. So nothing to say. I mean, adapting with his build a little bit too here. I mean, we see the... Actually, never mind. I thought I saw him cue something up, but I was like, that's interesting. Never mind. Bach. Pure. Not quite level 6 yet. Katomi's actually taken a fair bit of experience up here. So sometimes we do see these 5 positions sack XP to give their safe laner that 6 a little early. Not the case. Katomi's level 5, so he's been really just sticking in the lane with Pure. Now 6 is out for the Monkey King.
Now mid. Planet's here just in case anything gets too aggressive from BetBoom. Top lane. Bach on his own won't survive against these two. Easily run down by Pure and Katomi.
Not a hero that likes to dive or silencer either. This is one of the more limited mana heroes.
UPK is going to try and step up here around the power in spawn.
He's got stick fairy fire.
Holding back with the disruption, getting a good amount of stacks built up, and they'll pop him again. Why? Doing a lot of damage here with the poison early game.
Well played. Good rotation from the 2 supports there. But Bach dying again, and yeah, losing that in -1 for the Mars. Katomi will be able to find that regen. Pure at the top of the mark. Shiro, secondary here, still, since even though he died in the laning phase, is having that good time now. Pure. hiding in the trees, saving the skill point if he wants to look to make an aggressive move. He has shown the build he's going for. Maelstrom plus Mage Slayer in this game is going to be the choices for him. Shiro is here.
Yeah, here's that wraparound. They have the arena to start things. Into the spear. Shiro bringing in the damage. Pure trying down with the boundless strike, but won't catch onto Shiro. Shiro can beam down with the metamorphosis.
Really like this move from Shiro. Right around that ulti, they can even perhaps look to take out this tower here too. They bring the squad. We've got 4 heroes over here. Why? Well, they claim the Lotus bottom too. Love this play. Get Bach back into things, enable Shiro to pressure tower. Rotation's coming in, save. He's looking for the catch.
GPK, he is able to burst Planet there with the ult. Nothing to say. Can he get Katomi? He can't. Shackles momentarily holds him back. Cannot catch the silencer.
-1. Another hero that does not like to lose int, let's be honest. I mean, Tiny and Mars are 2 of the ones that are quite devastating. That's why you see these actually the only heroes that build Soul Ring nowadays.
Yeah.
Really feels like. I guess Dawnbreaker too, but...
They do manage to make that play, get that kill against Pure, but then they do hemorrhage, what, 2 kills, 2 deaths after it, and they don't manage to quite finish the tower as well. So BetBoom are able to continue to hold on to that tier 1 top.
BetBoom having a better time by a good amount here in this laning phase now. Shiro's having a good time, but yeah, that Tiny, that Mars, the lanes that we expected to be quite difficult are now turning into that. And the supports we see, Planet about to hit level 5. 2 supports on the side of BetBoom are already 6. I mean, save isn't that important, but he's a fraction from having it. So Global is at the ready. So he's going to have to factor that in versus the Escape Act. Also, just versus Mars Arena in general, right? When you see Mars Arena,
you just press global.
And then you can't get the spear, or you can't get follow-up, too. So definitely going to have to keep tabs on that, too, for Bach. This is not an easy game for these Mars. Never seems to be. Miro also has gone early item build. Okay, he can actually go Soul Ring, too. It's good too. He'll go Blade Mail afterwards. The new build that we've seen on this Bristle every time with the goo. It's not Rocket. This tower. Can they look to mount the defense? It doesn't feel like it.
GP can't catch Omi.
They get the... No, they can't close the gap. That's a juicy stack, though.
Could bring Miro over.
Definitely can. Nothing to say wants to clear it out. He's going to throw his combo on top of it. Save. I mean, these things are going to heal a lot. He will get the entire thing, though. So the water bubbles won't make the difference. He's able to finish that off. His Blink Dagger is going to be slow, though, this game. For the side of nothing to say.
Miro on this bottom lane is definitely getting to the point where bringing someone down here to push the Bristle out, who do you send down here?
You don't have to. I mean, at this point now, Miro's done laning. He's like, I've done my damage in the lane. I've got juicy stacks now that he can go back to. I think 2 4x stacks that he can.
He's going to stack him again? He can definitely get a stack on the Ancient.
He can stack the Ancient, yeah. He's going
to get another stack on that.
So yeah, he's going to have all that ready. And even on the right side, too. I mean, insane stacks that we've been seeing Save try to set up. Even more being built up for this Bristleback to get that fast timing on the Blade Mill.
And it's just it's so hard for the Mars in comparison to get any sort of fast item timing right.
Yep.
You have to just hope that you get left this kind of constant stream of lane creeps coming into you,
and you
to try and get that Blink Dagger timing.
So if are they going to go double blinks, though? Because that is a little concerning, right? And I know it's like the dream for these 2 heroes to have them.
It is pretty all in.
It's pretty all in, and if you don't get the kills immediately versus something like Global with double blinks...
It's definitely
scary.
a risky way to try and tackle it.
Yeah.
Against, as you say, just sort of the counter initiation between not Global, but also like the one Astral coming in.
I mean, it's just, I don't know if there's any other way you can deviate, right? Because you're playing, it's just the way that these 2 heroes function. They just have to have the Blink Daggers. Mars sometimes can deviate.
But that's the thing, right? I feel like on Mars, maybe could you not have gotten away with skipping the Blink and relying on the Tiny to be the initiation?
Perhaps.
And maybe it does, you know? We'll see if Bark changes his mind as he builds up the gold top.
Yep. They do have those stacks being formed as well to enable him. BetBoom keeping it consistent. The lead is growing up to 3K. His top tower still alive. Now, even after that Terrorblade rotation from earlier. Pure wants to keep it up.
It's going to try for Pure.
Oh.
That's not going to happen, and neither's a TP. There's a Boundless very easily able to stop that.
That was never going to work. And this tower now in deny range, too. Just look to set that one up.
I guess he made them press global.
He did. So they could look for the aggressive move after that. But again, losing int, -1. And they don't deny the tower. be able to claim the mid one off of the move. Nothing to say. 200 gold to the Blink Dagger. Looks like Y wants to at least get maybe some information, check out how these Ancients are going, because they absolutely expect Mira to farming them, but Mira's about to finish. Is he going to finish it in time?
Yeah, next Quill Sprays will get it. Oh, unless the Avalanche gets a few. The Avalanche does indeed steal a few. But the toss as well, they'll get actually quite a few of them.
And it respawned on the Z-axis toss from the Tiny. I think they got like 4 or 5 there.
Yeah, he did. I think at least 5 of the last hits.
That's his Blink pretty much finished, and he's looking to even clean up the Ancients afterwards. In the meanwhile, too, Shiro is starting to beat on this tower, so getting some space. Rotation coming in. Miro. Won't be able to push Shiro off from claiming that tower. GPK and amp damage is picked up, but it's just a farm. Nice little play. I mean, it doesn't get them a kill, but it does take away some stack, and that's the Blink for nothing to say, so they can actually look to make aggressive moves now. Not the greatest follow-up with the Blink, unless he gets the toss back. If he gets the toss back, it's good, but yeah, they don't have these like good nukers in particular on their heroes. Bach.
He's got Arena in a few seconds.
Pure is standing on top of him. He's trying to sneak the tower. Ooh. He'll get it.
And there we go.
Does Pure look for the move? The walking tree.
And Bach plays his way out of this. Whoop.
Trying to dodge the spear.
Trying to find the spear. Oh, Arena. Oh, does get the connection.
Bottom, they'll find Planet.
But yeah, Bach's not getting out of this. Or maybe actually with the help of Y, he is. But he's bought time for Y to come in. Maybe they can actually set something in return. They put the disruption onto him.
Global.
The Global will come out. Pure, he's able to go for the TP away. Oh, there's the Global wears off. Not quite soon enough to allow them to get the spear connection. So Pure, he's out.
A clever play, too. He forces reactions while his team finds and sets up a kill bottom, and it's into a Tormentor as well, too, so they get a way better exchange out of everything there. Dancing on Bach, spinning around him in circles to prevent the spear initially.
Just, yeah, even with that backup, you know, coming in for Tidebound, they couldn't do it.
Nope.
Couldn't do it. Global will stop that.
Global feels very good versus Mars. Miro.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What's he got coming out? He's got the shard coming out, I believe, right? Yeah, purchases it right away. So, yeah, much stronger now also on him. He can look to get very aggressive on this Bristleback. And he finds Planet right away.
The Avalanche trying to hold them back, but the Gale Force is bringing them back over towards Miro.
I'm going to say, has the illusion.
And they're going to continue to dive on forwards here. GPK ready to bring in that additional damage, has the setup. They've killed off Planet, and after the Astral comes to an end, they'll be able to snipe down. Nothing to say with the power shot.
Beautiful play there from Save. Pulling them back with the Gale Force. They cannot move. The two of them just getting completely stuck. This timing from the Bristleback, too, with the shard getting picked up right away, it's a nightmare for Ringmaster. It's one of the best heroes to play versus him since all that damage goes through. No way to save. 5K lead now for the side of BetBoom. They're getting the ball rolling.
And they're stepping up for the defense image.
No global up, no ODO.
But it's going to get the Arena on a Miro. Astral will be at the ready if necessary.
Can he see him? Gets the Force Staff off.
Miro's out.
And that's meta used as well.
Shira's trying to chase some forward. I mean, there's a few of them trying to run them down. Can they get any further catch?
Bach trying to get the blink up, but gets stopped by
They'll find Katomi. He's stuck around, try to get a curse out. They come in with the combo. Shiro brings in the damage. So they'll find something here, Tidebound.
Expensive, though. Essentially two big ultimates used. The meta plus that Mars Arena. Not catching them a big core kill at all. And can't turn it into anything. I thought they would maybe try to do like some, I don't know, threaten another tower. But looks like they're just going to smoke.
They really want to try and find Pure. Slow down this Monkey King.
They have to. Starting to get pretty out of control. He's about to have BKB too, so it'd be a pretty dream pick-off if they get him right before it. He does spend the gold. Do they find him in this area?
He seems kind of ready for this.
He does. He seems pretty aware. Or just get.
He's away.
He actually gets himself out of it.
It's going to be too far for them to keep hunting for him. It's a longer TP.
Oh my goodness, that almost gets him killed. TP's to the tier 2. Joins his team, has his BKB.
I mean, that's the thing, right? That was the time they needed to find him pre-BKB.
Now Global's back up. Now they're playing into that BKB. So again, for Bach, game continues to be very difficult for this Mars to get these catches. And we haven't even seen the OD get the saves off. Of course, the Bloodsport was coming into play that I don't
It's
believe
true.
we could see.
Yeah, I don't think they have vision in.
But yeah, they'll have tools to be able to do so. As Planet, he's found very alone.
Well, at the least, the rest of Tidebound might get the chance to just get out of it.
Planet is having one of the rougher games I think I've seen from him, period, in this tournament. And a Ringmaster in general, too. I think most of these rings have had very solid early gamers. See Pure again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Didn't quite get the angle with the vision with that first poison. The second one would have. But even then, the TP coming to an end in time. They're moving to the Roche.
They kill it so fast with these OD. And then with the Bristleback, it's already dead before Tidebound can react. GPK now having the protection of an Aegis. And BetBoom, they're playing this one pretty clean. You know, we have to always add in the BetBoom factor, where they have had some sloppy performances in this tournament, but this time around, so far,
And Shiro's
pretty
getting
methodical.
a lot on his Terrorblade right.
Yes.
And we saw last series, got the juice. He nearly did it solo on a Terrorblade. How does this game look in terms of potential for a solo TB carrying?
Pretty hard versus the OD. Feels like one of the better answers as the game does progress, so I would say it's a bit harder in comparison than Got the Juice had set up for him.
They're looking for Pure again, top.
He's got BKB, though.
And there is Global.
Very difficult.
Got the BKB. Opting to stick around for now. Yeah, we'll go for the TP out with the remainder of the BKB timing.
He wanted to clear the way if he got 4 creeps. Pops the stick, has the mana.
Yeah. And, you know, they don't sort of jump the gun with the Global Silence. Nope. They know they don't need it, that the BKB would be enough to get him out.
Shiro's level 15, though, as you said. He is keeping up a very good pace. The levels...
He's having a good game.
I like seeing these New Age Terrorblades, where we used to talk about these illusion heroes, they sometimes fall behind in levels. New Age TB, he farms with those illusions, as always, so is able to keep up a good level advantage. He's 1.5 level over the next core, if I saw that correctly. Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under
And they're heading towards him. He's stepping up in the mid.
He just has to be careful because it's a game where it's like he's teetering and tottering in a position where he obviously wants to delay the BKB as much as possible, but playing versus OD at some point, he's going to need it because otherwise that OD is just going to be able to kill him in seconds. But he'll want to wait as long as possible for it.
is under attack.
Speaking of OD, GPK. TPing to set up top. Miro, next item, I believe it is finished. Is that the pipe? It is done. Smoke coming up from Tidebound. They see the OD top, so it looks like they want to swing and catch if BetBoom is separated. BKB is about to come back up for Pure, and Miro does have that pipe.
Dire are scanning.
They're reading the move.
They're going to see nothing to say.
He
Oh,
blinks into it.
that's a bit of an awkward blink. He's going to be able to back out of the Wukong's command. Or maybe not. The Gale Force kind of keeping him in it at the edge. He'll finally get his way out of it. That was the global done.
BetBoom read the move completely there. That was a really weird start. They're like, we got to stop the Tiny from blinking, and he blinks into the Boundless Strike. Nobody dies, though. Tidebound, they did pop meta, but they still have Arena.
Yeah, looks like Shiro doesn't want to try and look for the fight, though, after that.
Global was used. They still have BKB on Pure, and they have the coverage of this Aegis. Bach, they're looking for a target.
They don't have Shiro with them. He's going to TP over now.
GPK is in.
He's pretty deep, and Shiro has now turned up with the TP.
The backup is coming. Save is alive.
He's able to just win run away from this. Bach will jump forward. They've got the God's Rebuke and the toss. They're able to kill him off through the win run.
Haste Rune, getting nothing to say out of this dangerous positioning, too. It took them forever to kill Save.
Just getting that one kill. Tidebound. BetBoom get both supports. They'll be able to look towards the tier 1 top.
GPK feeling comfortable, standing in the midst of everybody. Just gets the Astral into the big nuke off onto them. 2 supports die. Pure. BKB and Mjolnir is done, so big damage now finished up onto him.
I'll soon be very ready to get in on top of Shiro and threaten the Terrorblade and his illusions in the midst of the team fight.
He does have Hurricane Pike, so has a way to at least distance himself on Shiro now. GPK soon to have the BKB finished for himself, so that's going to give him a lot of protection versus the Tiny and the Mars. Nothing to say. Does have his own BKB finished up. So at least we'll be able to survive and get out of the win run and perhaps the Wukongs. But it's pretty all in from him. This Tiny and this Mars, they ain't scaling. It's all on Shiro to get that scale. So he's got to go for those big items. You see Butterfly queued up next. Playing versus OD. Always feels nice to get that Butterfly if you can get to that point. BetBoom continuing to have that nice 5K cushion that they haven't let go of at all during this game.
Yeah, so much of what's keeping Tidebound not any further behind. It is the TB.
Yep.
It's not easy. Not easy to sort of solo carry this down the line for Shiro.
No, definitely not. The fact that he hasn't died, though, right, or not died besides that laning phase, is huge. Once he does die the once, then that lead probably will surge forward massively. But if he's able to play it super clean, still some chances for him. Difficult, but definitely there. Solo crest for Katomi is done. Save has his Atos. He can go back for the blink next to. How are the supports looking on the side of Tidebound as they've been struggling a lot, not picking up too much on Planet. Just a Pavis. Speaking of Planet, Katomi's threatening him. Just walking at him by himself. A nice little dodge there from Planet. Just end up using the souvenir. Pure. Set up for a play in this area.
It's a bit
They've got a lot of heroes on
Yeah, this
Tidebound.
is a bit of a dangerous spot for BetBoom.
They got the whole squad.
I mean, Miro is coming around it. Katomi and GPK. Okay, they've got the numbers now. BetBoom's
5v5.
turned up with the 5 of them.
Everything at the ready on both sides.
Miro's sort of baiting. Do they want to go on the Bristle is the question.
They've got global, so it's just not easy for them to do it.
They're going to try it. They get him with the toss back. They'll use the wheel as well, trying to lock him down. Now the global comes into play. Pure's ready to jump forward. Bark will pop the BKB. He's trying to finish up this Bristle.
Shiro
going to say stepping up the wall, save the Wukong's command is down. Shiro's dead. Doesn't get the chance to sunder. As he's gone, I think all the BKBs were kind of going off for BetBoom, so no way for him to stand his ground on the Terrorblade.
They smashed the fight.
They really do. You can feel the hesitation from Tidebound. They were asking themselves, do they really want to try and go on this Bristle? The answer should have been no, Fogged.
And they find Shiro, and that's where the game completely blows open. And Miro is just baiting. It's literally the biggest bait play ever, and they fall for it. The global comes out and decimated afterwards. Shiro gets nothing off.
Yeah, they need much more information before they try for this sort of jump.
It's not even really that close. He doesn't even get the pipe off before the go. And yeah, the BKBs, GPK just pops it, runs right at Shiro, and Shiro just has no target. He doesn't have an ally to even...
No, there was literally...
There
was nothing to sunder.
Yeah, so he's in a very sad positioning, as that was kind of an all-in fight from the side of Tidebound with their double blink BKB mid and off laner, and they just get completely smashed in it. As we said, BetBoom today, very clean and methodical.
It's looking clean.
This is where they tend to start diving toward that fountain.
There is still a fountain between them and the victory.
Definitely have to factor that in, but they buy
the final boss.
So there's definitely some clear communication coming up. Pure getting down here from Y. Now Pure got the leap away, and he's got the backup to survive. Yeah, that's the fight that Tidebound itemized for, and yeah, they got completely smashed. And as we said, the double blink BKB is being picked up. Usually indicates a pretty all-in play. That BetBoom moves nothing over. Who got the shard, by the way? I actually was not paying attention. It was GPK, right?
Well, the second one.
Yeah, I think GPK actually did get it. So he's got the Astral Imprisonment that allows his allies to move too, which is pretty nice.
Yep.
Here again, Bach.
He's going to have to BKB. But
TP out.
He's going to drop the arena. He's not going to live. Tough one. Rough one, tough one.
How many of these Marses are going to struggle in the tournament?
I don't know. It's something about this hero.
This hero just is not working.
I'm starting to, be a little bit sold by the Brewmasters. We did see, Mid-One have a good game yesterday. But the Mars, I'm still pretty far away from being sold on the Mars hero.
Yeah, Planet gets caught well. Hey, it's not just the Mars, of course. We are seeing all of Tidebound have difficulties, but yeah, definitely Bach having one of the harder games in terms of everybody.
It just feels so hard to play your game if you don't crush the top lane.
Yep. You got
dominate from the beginning. You fall behind. You feel so helpless as a Mars in this meta, it feels.
It really does. And there's so many situations where it's like, even if you get your arena, you miss your spear, and it's like, oh no, it's, yeah, so really hard to see the recovery. I mean, Shiro, as you said, still farming well, but now after that fight, we see that clear separation. It went from a 5K, 6K lead all the way up to 13. Big flurried items coming in for BetBoom. Miro now with a full BKB also for the fight. Couldn't bring him down before. Good luck doing it this next time. Bach shows himself. Save is waiting. If someone steps up too far, go for the Atos plus the Gale Force.
They've just got all the answers, BetBoom.
They really do.
For anything that Tidebound try to play.
He can just literally stand and attack this tower. Kills it, just tanks all of it as well. And they play, yeah, they're just playing it clean. They're not splitting up too much, not getting picked off across the map either. 6 to 18. And Roche will respawn. Save, he'll start it. Very difficult for Tidebound to contest in this area, and it dies insanely fast versus OD. Yeah, this OD pick honestly was perfect, it felt like, for them as well. First one that we got to see in this tournament, as you said, runs rampant in the pubs at the moment, but GPK having a fantastic game on it.
Yeah, why do you think so many teams have sort of strayed away from trying it?
It's high risk, high reward. That's, yeah. Oh, it's kind of always been the case for OD, it feels like. But some of the situations calls for it. And this one, definitely seeing the reason why he wanted it. Having that little extra save. We didn't see that too much, but overall just the damage that he can provide. Bottom, nothing to say.
It's going to have to BKB TP.
No BKB for the hold if they want to pressure off that.
Miro ready to bring in the mid lane. Get that final tier 2 tower taken away from Tidebound.
How close to Butterfly and Shiro? Still not quite there. How close to Ags on Y? He almost has it. Okay. So they'll soon have a break.
But he's going to have to BKB and TP.
Can he make it out? It's going to be close. Can't. Too much damage from Pure.
Dead for 50. Does have the option of buyback, but if he's buying back, he's not going to have that BKB to be able to step up an arena with.
And they don't have nothing to say as BKB either. Y is about to have his Aghanim, so they do have a way to break the Bristleback, toss him in, and they have to 100 to 0 him with that, but still not the easiest by any means.
And then maybe you kill him one of the cores.
Banner is down. No BKB for Tiny. Mars, 20 seconds. Butterfly's finished for Shiro, but he has no protection. He could just get 100 to 0'd.
Look at they jump in. They just move in, drop the sanity. He's planning, because kind of two-shot hit by GPK.
Shiro also.
They've got to try and scramble back to the fountain. Shiro, look to turn. He's going to get disrupted. Uh-oh. I think he wanted to try and find a Sunder off there, but the BKBs are up. Now there's nothing to Sunder. He's gone. No buyback on him. Be careful with the fountain, though, BetBoom.
They want it. They're tempted.
The fountain, the final boss, is ready to strike, and it strikes hard. Miro's gone. Watch out, BetBoom. The fountain's online. Pure, careful now.
Pure is keeping it cool.
He is. Well, that's one of them gone.
That's fine. He
throw the tip out.
He's like, you take the fountain, not me.
Careful with that fountain.
I mean, it was going to be one of the two of them that got tossed there. It was either Pure or Miro, so you'll take that all day. Save saying, phew. But they're laughing a little bit there, you know, BetBoom.
Well, they were laughing a little bit the other day, you know, it's careful.
Hey, they didn't lose like anything there. So that one is an okay dive. And then you could tell why they wanted to dive, right? BKB cooldown, Tiny, Mars.
Do they get the buyback?
They know that they can just fully commit and dive forward there to, yeah, get a huge win. But if Pure got tossed under the fountain, that would have been pretty hilarious. And look at him, he still has this grin on. I like how all of them do smile and everything, but Save never. Save is like, my stupid core players, why can't you guys just do this properly?
Still a couple of minutes here with the Aegis. Amplified damage rune as well.
They're still in a very, extremely comfortable position as now a full refresher for GPK as well. He's got the level 20 as well too, so double ulti could just evaporate all 3 cores. They're gonna smoke off it. It's got to be the plays around tossback and spear backs. It's the only way Tidebound has a chance to isolate targets and allow Shiro to do his thing. But as we've seen, BetBoom, they can just dive and commit forward if someone does get thrown out of position. Age is still for 60 seconds. Amp damage. Pure.
How crazy do they want to go with this jump?
Smoke breaks. They know someone's right on the outside. Boundless,
Yep.
a lot of damage.
Oh!
There's one.
Get the toss back, but the global's there. Pure's able to jump back out with the boundless strike. They'll look straight over towards nothing to say. I'll put the PKP and get out with the Avalanche holding back the Monkey King.
Maybe that's also why they like this Monkey King.
So now we have GPK, he's ready to go in. There's the Sanities, the double coming in, gets the triple straight up.
GG.
They'll GG out in respect to that one, as game one will go to BetBoom.
Dropping the hammer. That's why he wants the refresher. Had a feeling it might one-shot them, and yeah, it actually did. Took out Shiro completely there. Woo!
Shiva, yeah, well, Fog, do you sort of agree you kind of like what Tidebound's doing this time?
I mean, they got five super meta heroes, right? So they have an infinitely better approach into this game than the last one. It does feel in BetBoom. They've deviated a little. They go for this Wraith King. They have the combo of the Wraith King AA, a very, very strong lane that can punish something like a Centaur at times. But let's see how the execution comes, because, yeah, it just looks like a very strong lineup from Tidebound.
Oh, and they might just get themselves first blood here, Tidebound. They will. That was nothing to say getting the last hit, so indeed will be first blood for him in the mid.
Yeah, Pure is just like smiling anyway. It's just to see that he does have that smile on, but yep, off to a hot start. Yeah, their heroes look good. Oh, and it's hard to say that they don't look good, right? You have Jakiro, very good 5 position. Wind Ranger, incredibly good 4 position. Centaur, great setup for all of them. Ember, Mage Slayer, Buyer versus what they saw of a lineup that was all magic damage at the time. And then the TA to follow things up. So they have the Mage Slayer pipe carriers that we've seen it do very well in a lot of these games. BetBoom. Let's see what they're going to be able to do with a little bit more of their style.
The battle begins.
Oh, won't quite be able to finally kill themselves, BetBoom. They did try with the smoke, see if they could catch Shiro, but Shiro did play it very carefully coming into the lane.
Let's see what the approach is in the bottom lane, because I would imagine they really wanted to counter the TA, is what I see, right? They picked Batrider, Brewmaster, tons of instances of damage across the board on all of these heroes to be able to try to pressure Shiro. Probably also why they want the Wraith King too, right? Like they were mentioning on the panel. More and more instances with the stun, the radiance, etc. if he wants to go down that route. And let's see how these things end up going down after that first blood, for nothing to say.
Because how is that lane down there? They will be able to put pressure on the TA early?
On paper, yeah. I mean, they have repositioning. Jakiro tends to secure a lot of these lanes, but there's definitely possibilities if Shiro does make a misstep versus Batrider. That's where he thrives, at just being able to pressure those misplays. He does do the same thing that we saw the other day from, I think it was Yatoro. Yeah, he goes for the Void Blades, so we'll be able to have that to apply to all the brews in the instances. They have the Ember to thrive off of it too, so... And there's definitely some stuff there. Shiro, immediately they're getting aggressive on.
They do. They get the knockback here. They should be able to run him down to at least a lot of damage. And is there any chance of getting away? There's not. They get the kill.
I mean, these two, they love to play this type of pressure lanes. And Save, you have to always mention, Save and 9 class, just the best, like amazing at Batrider, especially in the laning phase of pressuring. Soxa as well is one of those, but his usually comes a little later. The overall lane pressure from these two that they applies.
And in terms of the hero, you know, we saw in the stats, only been picked 2 times to win the 2 times. What is it about this patch that's not leading us to see more Batrider picked?
Other 4s just being too OP, probably, right? Just other supports trying, just dwarfing him in a way, but I actually think this hero is underrated still.
Yeah.
Hard BKB piercing lockdown, right? Great way to stack and to farm stacks. The hero does have all the benefits of what would be a good 4 position when you think about it like that, right? So, definitely happy to see it being getting picked up more. And yeah, Shiro, he's struggling. He can't walk up versus the CS too much here versus these two.
That's scary. Man, it's very, very scary. They can threaten him.
They're going instantly again.
He might be in trouble. I mean, the stack's building up. I don't know if White can do enough to keep him off him. They can't. Yeah, Shiro's going to be going down. It's...
One more touch.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And now Miro.
Can White finish him off? He can't. Miro's going to be fine. Okay, they don't get him. The refraction comes up. He will live. How they're doing on the regen in the lane. They do have a couple of tangos left, but...
That was
close.
Nice play from Shiro. The meld actually dodges.
Sure, yeah.
Back to creep from the meld for a second. So I think that last actual attack would have potentially...
He looked dead for sure.
Yep. Good play.
Shiro able to live.
Able to bully them. But yeah, you can see BetBoom, they're looking to pressure these two lanes in particular very hard. The Bat Rider plus Brew pick, and then that Centaur plus the Wraith King plus AA lane versus the Centaur. The stun plus cold feet, it is threatening.
Oh, see the battle here for the Lotus.
Why? He gets it.
Shiro.
Again. Trading.
So if he can get Shiro this time round, he's got Refraction.
Able to distance himself again.
Oh, and indeed, he'll live. They get the kill against Mirage. Save wants to dive in for this. He'll get it.
But he'll die. They are not letting the TA farm, though, Owen. He has 8 last hits. Maybe giving up a double kill to Y, but they will be able to get that last touch. Innocent's not able to get in range to throw the Lotus onto the TA when he was getting chased. True bullying, though. Both these off lane and safe lane are struggling on the side of Tidebound at the start here. Mid lane, though, definitely seeing nothing to say. Since he got that first blood, we're seeing how good he's doing in the matchup. 500 lead over GPK at the moment. Again, aggression. I mean, this bottom lane, I don't think we can look away.
It's just the battle lane.
I actually don't think we can look away. Gets the ice path off.
Doesn't matter, though. Already dead.
Immediately, the stacks are up on Shiro. He has 3 save, wants to go for him. He's got boots and wind lays.
Yeah, he keeps the stacks going.
Shiro can't last hit. He can't get any creeps.
Flame breaks up in a second. So they get the knockback.
They got him.
They can't bring anyone down in to save him.
Nice save is just decimating him. These two they're crippling the game, Owen. This is a bottom net with TA, bottom net with Centaur off of this laning start here, and Brew is thriving now. He's at top of the course.
Is this a game as well?
We can see double Radiant.
I was going to say, you're kind of fine with double Radiance because both of these heroes really want to buy it right, the Wraith King and the Brute.
I'm actually okay with Pure going strictly physical damage also because he's playing versus the potential of the Mage Slayer plus Pipe thing that'll come out eventually, so could see him maybe deviate towards some like Armlet Deso kind of thing. Potential, but I also could just see the double Radiance come out. Can absolutely see this argument for it. Does Shiro just, I don't know, how do you get back down here?
Can you still play the lane?
I don't know. It feels like they just dive him relentlessly every time he shows. He smokes to come back to it.
Okay.
They at least have Ice Path online now from Y to prevent some of the dive plays. But, man, 10 CS at 5 minutes on a Templar Assassin safe lane. I don't think we've seen as slow of a start.
Y?
TAs. It's Y again. We'll be okay.
Save. Start stacking up onto Shiro here. We'll be able to pull the wave back.
And every time there's like a third stack, Shiro has to be very careful how he steps up versus this Bat Rider at this point. Clearly have the way to kill him quite easily.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Can we look elsewhere now? It's 6 minutes in, we've been staring at the bottom lane. Top box, gonna get gone on. Level 2 cold feet. The skeletons go after the creeps though. So Buck will be able to just walk away. Haystrun, nothing to say, is able to claim this one. He's having a really good time, so still continuing to thrive on this Ember Spirit. Looks like he's going to accelerate too. With this haste, making the move toward top. It's a pretty easy kill that he can set up here.
Now Pure's pretty far up.
Yeah, the Flame Guard level 3 is online too.
I'll go. Should give the chance for Pure to back away though.
Tell me we'll tank that gank. Nothing to say. Return back to the mid lane. Phase boots are finished. But GPK also fun. So he's having a very good time in this mid matchup versus the Ember Spirit as he's only slightly behind. After that first blood, of course. Triple Bracer on Miro. Just really wanting to dominate the lane. That's what that says, right? The Brewmaster, you don't see this too often get picked up. All 3 of them here.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much full-time jungle for Shiro.
Shiro's out. Yeah, he's done with the lane. Wants to pick up that Treads, that Blightstone to start accelerating things. But Y might just get dove again, too, as soon as they recognize this.
Yeah, getting very close to the 6 on Miro. Once that splits there, they'll be under the tower each time.
Yeah, this is just, it looks like on paper also, just looking at it, it's a first pick TA, and it really feels like 5 heroes that are quite good versus the TA. The AA maybe less so, but yeah, all other ones are phenomenal, and they've shut down Shiro so hard in the start.
They want to try and find Pure top before he hits the level 6. Just scouting out what sort of backup is in the trees around him.
Heads up, TP from Y, he'll be able to survive the dive.
They're going to go straight in for him. Now with the shackle into the power shot, they'll find him.
Bach, there's TPs coming in. GPK's here.
Yep, and they'll be able to make sure the Bach pays for that, so they'll get the trade, BetBoom.
Nothing to say, get another one. Looks like he should.
Remnants at the ready, can dive in, get the chains connection onto Kataomi.
Nice play. And nothing to say, feels like he's going to have to do so much work. He's going to have to be the heavy lifter this game, just making so many moves around the map as his... Yeah, the side lanes have... Actually, top lane's not that bad, but yeah, the bottom lane in particular, Shiro's going to have the slowest Templar Assassin entry in this tournament. Into quite a bit of counters as well. Bottom, Miro. Has the Talisman of Evasion. Trying to look to push this tower down now since he's got a free lane. And they're giving Pure the mid lane, at least for now, to get the 6. And yeah, he's at least going armlet for now. I definitely think there's a possibility Pure just doesn't, he just goes for the right click build.
On top, nothing to say. He's going to continue to rack up the kills. Not a safe spot on the map for BetBoom to be with the Zamba Spirit around.
Definitely not for Katomi. They're still going to make the move top, though. GPK is here. They're on Bach.
It's got the setup, GPK. Oh, not quite able to get the toss back. Just the damage from the toss alone should be enough, though. Need Pure gets the wrap around. The Stampede will break him away a little bit. The Flame Break will knock him back, though. Save. Finds the angle. They run down the Centaur.
Not able to finish off that tower there. Anytime nothing to say is not there, they can't fight. They have to just bail out. This Ember Spirit showing to be the end-all, be-all at the moment for Tidebound. Level 6 is hit, of course, for the Wraith King too, so Pure does have the potential to survive if any move now happens up top onto him. And GPK continues to be very close behind nothing to say as well.
Now watching around the mid.
Not 6 yet on Katomi. He probably wants to try to find his level 6 somehow. Maybe give him the mid lane experience. It's going to be the option on the side of BetBoom. Even soaking some of that stack XP.
Yeah, save. Well, look to get a few stacks going here.
Yeah, slow down. They've already applied a ton of pressure in the game, so now they can slow down, get those level 6s that they don't have. Y does have his 6, so you know, all things said, that bottom lane, even though Shiro's died a ton, Jakiro has thrived in terms of those levels.
Diving in again, nothing to say.
Katomi.
So he gets punished here, Katomi. He's going to get found.
6. Honestly, like, nothing to say. He's doing a great job.
He's getting away with so much.
Yeah.
Getting to consistently dive top, now diving mid. Nobody's shutting him down.
Miro is turning up for the defense. They can look for Y, but nothing to say is free to move in this fight. He's going to throw the split.
Can he actually finish off the kill?
He can get the support.
Yeah, I'll be able to drag back Y here with the Void Bruling. Rocks out.
Might be able to get Planet too. Planet has this big wand charge. Let's see if it ends up saving him.
Still got the win run. Should be alright. A little too far for Miro to chase on. Same time, top lane.
Thought GPK might look to close the gap, but not the case. Bach has Stampede.
See if he gets forced out of him. Might just be able to walk away at the moment.
He really doesn't want to use it, but they're trying to force it out of him. Another stun in a second from Pure. He might actually just die anyway from it now.
Tree's coming in. Nah, they don't want to chase any further with the TP's coming in.
GPK was trying to get range for toss, but couldn't quite get there. He'll survive. Stampede is forced. And there's that armlet done for Pure. Waiting to see what he queues up next. Said definitely a possibility that he just goes hard right click, but he queues up the Radiance, so they're going to go double Radiance route. Miro looking to have a very good time on his, almost finished up. And Shiro, slowly but surely, recovering.
He's just climbing his way back into the game.
Yep. It's Templar Assassin, so fastest jungler in the game, essentially. So we'll be able to get that big catch-up if they don't start finding him. Dragonlance and Treads are done. How's GPK's Blink Dagger looking? He continues to get this stack going here. He's actually about to have it finished after this, dragging the neutral camp to the mid wave and farming the two of them there. Nice little clever move from GPK. Mage Slayer, I believe that is finished, for nothing to say. He finds himself a regen rune too to continue looking for the dive plane. Katomi is still not level 6 though, and so can absolutely look to commit onto this AA again.
He's gone away with it a few times.
Yep. He's so close to having it on the AA. Looking for Pure.
I don't know they're here, BetBoom.
Katomi's trying to sap the XP, but doesn't want to step near this Ember Spirit. Tower's getting forced. Blade Mail's done for Bach. they'll have this. Attempted power shot to snipe Pure. Doesn't quite connect.
Tower has fallen.
BetBoom about to have those blinks. We said Tiny. GPK's got it done. Save getting closer and closer toward hits too. So can look to make those aggressive moves and maybe hunt the TA. As you said though, Shiro now moving toward the triangle area. He's starting to be able to farm Ancients. Has pretty much completely recovered in this game now.
Yeah, they're making good progress here now, Tidebound.
Absolutely.
Taking these early tier 1 towers here in the mid and the top.
And look at that. I mean, farming the quad stacked hard camp too essentially has the same net worth as the Brewmaster now.
GPK did blink in aggressively there, trying for Planet.
Does he have any backup? There's got Stampede.
They get the Shackle Shot connection. Ice Blast will connect and finish off Planet. GPK is going to go down for that one.
Nothing to say, might chase for more too.
Chains on to Save.
Save has a stick. Oh, Save!
I mean, nothing to say. We'll find him.
And Miro can't go for the back line either. The Ice Path zones him away. Nothing to say. He's running the show.
Yeah, he is. He's having a beautiful game so far from the mid.
Ice Blast does finally come online, connects onto the Wind Ranger on the side. But they do get the bigger cleanup again on the side of Tidebound. All in the meanwhile, the TA is farming. Nothing to say. Another power rune for him too. He's got the Arcane rune. He's thriving. Soon TA to surpass the Wraith King also. With the pace game. As you said, Tidebound, with these meta heroes, the approach is much better than last time so far. Smoked up again, looking for more moves. Just playing around, nothing to say with this power rune.
Yeah, he just wants to keep going.
Yeah, why not?
Does not want to sit back one moment.
He knows he's essentially unkillable at this point. Unless they literally commit every single one of the stuns on him, he might even survive that. Miro trying to maybe look for a different kill here. This one's not an easy target.
So if they can get into the triangle.
Go for this with back line.
He's going to jump straight in, nothing to say. Tries to scout out Save, but the chains don't latch on to the Batrider. GPK turns back in with the Avalanche Toss, attempted to burst Planet. The Ice Blast coming in. He's going to finish off the job.
Connects onto him perfectly, and now, nothing to say. Can they chase forward? He's playing it safe, gets away. If Save has the blink there, they could actually look to set up onto him. So now, with blink on Save and on GPK, they can look to actually lock down this Ember. He has to be a little careful of how much he pushes the limit now.
Yeah, absolutely. A Lasso, an Avalanche Toss, and an Ice Blast will still kill him.
GPK? I mean, Y is going for this play on him here. Gets connected, nothing to say is here.
Got the Stampede. GPK will try and toss him away, but he's surrounded. Another kill.
Monster kill. Why? He just literally walks up and gets the spell connection. I mean, GPK kind of delivering himself. He did the dangerous, farming in the river spot when he doesn't have vision of that high ground. Gets caught.
I guess, space for the side lane cores. Pure's pretty much got the gold for the Relic.
He does.
Miro's got the full Radiance, so the Radiance timings from both are still going to be very solid here from BetBoom.
Bach has blinked done, but BetBoom's making that... Bach blinks into the wave. Oh, he is super dead.
Yeah, there's the jump. Ray Fire Blast into the Ice Blast.
They do get the power shot, so at least they do force the ult out. Does have to put that point in it at the end.
So I think he him a second time. Nothing to say. Amplified damage rune at the ready. Won't catch on with the Sleight of Fist.
They were absolutely going to be able to try to screw that setup if they do connect it. Save. Regenning up, considering for another jump here. They have the
Pure's out of there. He's TP'd out bottom.
Radiant's bottom
Looks like he'll probably just maybe cut the wave on the back.
Oh, it's a long TP for Kataomi. And one he won't get to finish.
Nice catch. They're actually patiently waiting on the Twin Gate in case they do make the move over through it. Planet. Will he be the sacrifice? He cancels it.
Gonna go for the Tormentor, the three of them. It's a little risky, I feel. Gonna get pretty low on the HP on this Tormentor attempt. Save. He'll die. They get the job done.
There you go, he gets blessed.
Cost them the one life.
Yeah, he goes, I die, I get the shard for myself.
And they're coming through, of course, now, seeing if they can pick up anyone off the back of this. Splits at the ready, though, for Miro. Might have to just run with this. He looks like he's going to try and see if he can pick up Planet.
He can get a kill and then escape, perhaps. Planet.
Not quite. Yeah, well, maybe the Ice Blast. It's coming in. Good read from Planet.
Now Miro, they're running him down.
Split comes to an end. He gets surrounded. They'll get the brew kill.
Nice moves. They Tidebound continue to get all these beautiful kills, and they get Pure. Wait, what? In the meantime.
Dire's bottom bottom tower is under attack.
Wait, what?
I guess Shiro just found him low.
I didn't see it.
Backing up with the armlet.
I was looking elsewhere.
Yep.
Huge kills.
Shiro. It's pretty much desolated done. I mean, Shiro, he's top 2 net worth right now.
Remember when he was level 3?
Yeah, there you go.
No longer is the case. Templar Assassin, the recovery is made. Deso is online. Pretty much finished after that Blink Dragon Lance. It's like he didn't even have a bad lane now. Okay,
we'll see.
He caught him in the back.
Yeah, just to the side, bullying him on the way out.
Oh, he gets him with the trap play, too. Sick stuff coming out from Shiro. Level 15 Templar Assassin now, and a level 11 Wraith King.
Yeah, that's a crazy amount of XP difference.
TA. There's a reason that is literally the first pick of this tournament.
He's just been able to get all the farmers. As you can see with the last hit, they're good stacks for him, Shiro.
And honestly, nothing to say. Has been unbelievable in this game. Now he's got the S and Y, so he's
safe.
Status resents top, bottom.
Lasso set up.
They've got it.
Oh, Shiro. He's going to pick up some kills in return. He'll be able to take out Katsumi. He's going to look towards GPK, goes straight for the TP out.
Keeps getting trade kills, though. Nothing to say. S and Y done, shield rune. Now he can bypass pretty much anything. No threat of a kill onto him again. Still has been tough for them to kill him anyway, obviously. 0 deaths.
Yeah, nothing to say. Continue to just smash these item timings with the Mage Slayer earlier, now with the S and Y.
Look at this. He's reading the exact play of where GPK is.
He's found him. Shiro coming in ready to bring the damage. It's a little too deep now, though. They'll back away. GPK able to slide back to a safe distance.
Save. They're looking to hunt for him here. Planet. Not quite going to be able to. Save's got the TP out. Won't be able to connect with that shackle shot. Radiance, it's done for Pure, so now can accelerate. As we said, you know, it does take some time for this Wraith King to get online to be able to farm at that stable point of a TA, even if the TA had the jungle at level 3. 15 to 11 Tidebound. And look to accelerate things too. They can go for Roche at pretty much any point with this TA with this Deso. It's gonna start shifting to bottom. BetBoom are positioned around that area.
They can take it. I mean, can they take it themselves pretty easily for BetBoom, or do you want to take a fight first at this
Take
stage?
a fight first, otherwise you're just gonna get poked by the Ember, right? They want to try to catch this Ember. But nothing to say with the backup at this shield rune. It's pretty safe. Did they just settle for Bach again?
They're going to try.
Looks like they do.
In with the jump. Look to burst him through with the old 1-2 once again. And with the Stampede, maybe they could try and get the rest of the team in position to find someone in return. They're looking for Katsumi.
They want
nothing to say. He's able to get the jump to save. With the chains, they'll punish both supports.
Nothing to say beyond godlike. Gossamer Cape almost saving Katomi for a few seconds there, but not quite versus Shiro. Level 17, by far the highest level in the game.
Yeah, he's popping off after he indeed was dealt a very rough hand in the laning stage.
Absolutely insane. As we said, the meta picks for Tidebound, they're looking strong this game, keeping this at a comfortable 1K lead at the moment versus BetBoom. Save is farming a lot, though. Do have to highlight that, at least from the Batliner. He did get the shard gifted from that Tormentor, so it's a little inflated, but got to see some fun stuff from the Bat the other day from 9 class. He went for the right-click build. He went for the Witch Blade and all that, too, so there's definitely some cool stuff coming in. BetBoom looking to play around this split timer at the moment here. They have their reincarnation as well. And man, they're just really bullying Bach.
They're going for him every
They're
time.
going for him again.
They've hit the scan. We'll see if they want to go into this area. It's a little bit deep and they don't have great information with the vision. They might catch him coming to the wave, though. He shows.
They will.
Straight in they go. TPs are going to come in.
Just dies too fast.
Yeah, this time round it's going to be a little more difficult for Tidebound to actually get anything in return, so.
Miero is lingering in the area, too. Bruce Split is quite threatening still in a full team fight 5v5. They do want to look to go for that on Tidebound. Yeah, no, there's actually the one thing, too, is like overall, the pickoffs have been very good, right? Nothing to say has been able to find them, but we haven't really had a big team fight overall. That's where the Brew really does thrive. So we'll have to see what happens when a full team fight actually kicks off. Rather than just
in the mid.
Little picks is Pure.
I'm going to catch him. And I guess the thing is as well with the timings, when BetBoom do go for that team fight, Shiro, sensible lad, he's got that BKB.
Yeah.
He's ready with the BKB for when these team fights come in.
He does need it. Planet. Getting gone on.
I mean,
Pure is deep.
And we'll get the Who Stomp onto Pure. And Pure will be able to bring Planet down, but that's Pure's first life gone. Split comes into play. Bark trying to get in position here with the Stampede. GPK finds them with the Avalanche. Ice Blast onto Bark. They'll kill Bark off. They've got the lasso on a Shiro, but Shiro had the BKB off. He's fine to fight back. They didn't have any damage after that to pressure the TA, so Shiro could jump forward aggressively over to GPK.
Oh my God,
and now with the chains connecting on towards Kataomi, they'll clean up this fight, no problem here on Tidebound. They did have to use the one buyback on Planet, absolutely worth it. Shackle comes into play. I mean, just that interruption alone at the end, making the buyback from Planet 100% worth, as Miro also does fall.
I mean, Shiro, like you said, the sensible lad goes for the BKB. He just stands his ground versus the split.
They can't kill him.
He literally just killed the split, essentially, inside the fight. Pure, maybe feeling like he was stronger than he actually was.
It was pretty deep, very aggressive from BetBoom.
Yep.
And they can't really do that against Tidebound. Tidebound, they've got just as much farm. They've got a TA in an amazing position.
Honestly told, yeah, Shiro just godly plays. Really gets the BKB off before that lasso hits, even though of course comes through and pierces. Just watch the damage he's able to do. I was just watching Shiro literally just auto-attacking the entire fight, hitting whatever target he wants to.
Yeah.
Some nice side blade plays coming in again too, but you see that meld applies on multiple heroes, and their lineup uses it really nicely.
Yeah, they just didn't have anything to hurt him whilst he was lassoed.
And nothing to say too. He doesn't really take too much damage either, as we see the Mage Slayer coming into play.
Now these fights are looking super tough for BetBoom.
Yep, even with the Primal, that was the first big team fight, and with that Primal split, was not victorious for them.
Back in action. They get the silence on the turn. The GPK will be able to jump out in time. They're going to use the Stampede to try and chase on.
Nothing to say with the fresh Aghanims is looking to punish more. He's on Kataomi.
Yeah, he's going to get the jumps. Yeah, you just can't run from this Ember Spirit.
He's out of control.
Aghanims, as you say, again, it's the fastest that we're seeing this tournament.
He's going for more.
He's going to get the jump on a GPK.
Oh, nothing to say, Stylen.
We'll get tossed back here. Miro pushing in towards Bark. Bark's just going to go for the TP out. They can't stop it.
Nothing to say, still sticking around, applying Mage Slayer. Miro.
Getting pretty low. Miro might have to split. The silence comes into play. Miro will still get the split off. They get the toss back onto the both of them. Planet will die.
The split's in trouble. Shiro's here.
Yeah, he's ready to bring the damage. So Miro's got to be careful how he deals with the TA. Shiro's able to blink out as the further TPs come in from BetBoom. Save turns up. Tidebound will start to back off.
Shiro.
He's got BKB in Aegis. So we'll see how much they can try and mess with him.
Jumping the back line.
Split comes to an end. They get the lasso off. Can they get him the once? They can. That's the Aegis gone. The side, GPK caught by the Hoostomper Bark. And by some time here with the self-fuel, Shiro jumps in, looking towards Miro, get the silence onto him. Miro brought down as Shiro finds a beautiful angle.
Here comes nothing to say. Still has remnants.
Pure's got to run. He's got reincarnation at the ready.
He tried to tumble over.
Nothing to say. He's already sort of ready to jump the back lines with the remnant placed under the tier 2. They have to come in with the buyback from Shiro. Okay, they need to kill Shiro. The Ice Blast connects. Shiro will fall.
They finally punished this TA. Nothing to say.
He's got enough remnants, just enough. That was the last one to jump safely away from the tier 2. So had to come in with a buyback from GPK, but it does get them that huge kill.
They finally bring him down. A bait play really coming in from Pure, allowing him to get that buyback and get the positioning to get the Ice Blast. 60 seconds, no TA. Bruce Split's going to come back up as soon as the TA does respawn, so BetBoom putting up a nice fight.
He's going to go for the Orchid Pure. By the looks of it, was eyeing up his options, momentarily brought the Manta and then sold it, but decided that he does want that additional sort of chance of locking down someone with a silence.
Still thinking about it.
Is he selling again? He's selling again? Okay, so from Manta to Orchid to AC, probably going to settle with the AC now, picking up those bits.
I think the
Do you
AC,
like that out of the three of them?
Yeah, because the Orchid can get countered just from like one or two.
And they actually have to get the setup, but the Sleight of Fist is there. They couldn't look it down long enough, and nothing to say. He's just ready to turn and kill them. GPK's dead. Dead for 80 seconds, pretty much off the back of that buyback earlier.
Now Miro, also gone.
I mean, they felt that they could go for it with a lasso, but they didn't have nearly enough lockdown to threaten nothing to say at all.
Bach has the Stampede in the pipe to protect him too. And Kataomi.
Quite the misplay from BetBoom to go for that one.
After keeping the game at like 1K-ish or so, they just go for this over-aggressive play. Instantly punished. A Bach, 3-man stun coming into.
Yeah, they're going to regret that one, BetBoom.
Oh, yeah. From restabilizing to losing control of the game again.
we'll see again that go that they try and make.
I mean, look at this swim stomp, right?
Yeah, stops the avalanche coming in from GPK to sort of follow up the lasso. I mean, honestly, even if that comes in, nothing to say. He's pretty tanky. You know, the Mage Slayer, SMY Ags, point booster, it's a lot of stats, a lot of HP.
He's literally
bursting him is pretty tough.
He's literally having a perfect game. Speaking of nothing to say again, getting jumped, Pure. They're trying for him, but he's got the defensive remnant.
It's just so hard to lock him down long enough.
Yep. The SNY coming into play. Gossamer Cape also, it's like the two heroes they're playing versus, right? You're playing versus Wraith King, so Gossamer Cape is great on your team, and then you're playing with TA, so it's great versus you, as we see it coming in there as well. 20 has been hit, Pure. His farm is still good. It's still very solid. It's just the difference between the mids now at this point is tremendous. GPK, bottom of the course, and nothing to say is just, yeah, literally out of control on this Ember Spirit. 15, 0, and 10. These Embers, man. This tournament.
Yeah, it seems like they're always popping off.
Yeah, truly.
Katsuomi shot down by Planet. And he's just ready to go for more, nothing to say. With these Axe Remnants zooming across the map. Bucks on top of Miro.
He's got split.
Is he going to get the chance to? The Ice Path comes in. He will be able to split. But look how quickly they die.
They might even just kill this one too.
I think they will, Park. Closes in. He finishes off himself with a double edge.
TA just destroys. That is the third game I've seen this TA versus Brewmaster thing, and oh my god, how fast she kills him. That's a split used, and he still dies. 9K lead now. Tidebound.
Yeah, they're cruising at the moment.
They truly are. And MKB is queued up for Shiro next if he wants to go down that route versus this little evasion and Radiance. Yeah, for BetBoom now. Quite a bit of time that they can't look for the fight. 90 seconds. If they want to look for pickoff, they can with Batrider plus AA plus one of the two cores, but proves to be too hard to go for nothing to say. It's actually getting them killed. Probably just having to go for the other targets.
I don't know how they kill him. Avalanche, Lasso, and an Ice Blast, it's just not going to cut it.
I was checking to see if anybody's queuing up like a Hex, right? Because that's usually...
It does. They need that additional bit of lockdown for sure.
But Miro, he went for the, scaling. So he's going for Manta, and then... Okay, he has Abyssal queued eventually, but
that's one of the potential answers, but still, it feels even with that, you're going to struggle.
It's melee that you have to use it, right? And it's also extremely expensive to be able to get down toward that later route. Smokes up. Tidebound, nothing to say, has found Katomi yet again. 12 deaths on this AA.
Yeah, nothing to say. He's eating him up every single time.
How many times has he... I think he's killed him probably like 9 times.
It's got to be the majority of them.
Yeah, nothing to say. He's playing honestly perfect. Could not ask for anything better from an Ember Spirit this game.
So close to having the Octarine as well. Again, just crazy timings from him today.
Yeah, breaking all the records on it. And he's got the backup of this pipe as well from Bach. Now the Lotus Orb too, so getting further in forms of protection for these cores. It's the high ground. Looks like they're going to at least poke to maybe force a reaction. They're playing versus Tiny and Batrider, so probably going to wait to push until they have that Aegis every time. Just got to watch out for those toss lasso plays.
I mean, that's the thing. Maybe BetBoom will be able to use their greatest enemy.
The Fountain.
The Fountain against Tidebound this game with the tosses and lassos.
It's definitely possible, but difficult, especially because one's an Ember, so he can just disappear out of that Fountain instantly, right? So, and they have the Lotus, so I do like that Bach went down this route this game. Pretty standard itemization, but Lotus is one of those deviations that you can pick up versus something like that. Smokes up, BetBoom.
They'll try and burst Bach. Still very much able to do that.
They got him, and they want more now. They need the two supports.
They need more. They'll get wide with the lasso. A good jump from BetBoom.
Big kills.
Anything more?
They're trying for him. He's going for the TB.
They're going to get him.
That's 3 kills they should have.
A good flow there from BetBoom coming down the mid. Triple kill for Pure. See what they can do if they want to do... can they take any buildings with this? What's the plan? Roshan looks to be a bit of a longer respawn, so they're not going to get the chance to go for that off the back of this.
Their lanes need to be addressed, so they're just going to go back up and get the lanes. It's good kills. I mean, it stops that 3,000 gold that they're able to attain. And Pure got all 3 last hits, so now he is going to go down Bloodthorn to have that lockdown. Probably pretty necessary as the game progresses toward later stages. I do like that he went the AC first, quite a lot.
This reward transcends expectation.
Can't really push that mid tier 2. As we see them, the voice line's nothing to say. Caught the wave. He pulled it with the illusion, so mid won't get pressured off of that move. But swinging that gold lead from, what, 9, 10K down to a 3K.
Yeah, it's
just off of those kills.
Solid move there down the mid. Still very much, you know, the Shiro kill or the nothing to say kill being what they're dreaming of the most at BetBoom. That's the ones they want big time.
Especially the nothing to say when it's a juicy one.
Dude,
16-0.
That's going to be, what, 2K gold or plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of money if you kill this Ember right now.
And they have ways to do so with the full lockdown if they can actually get on top of him. But now Tidebound grouped up. They don't want to get picked off 1v1, 1 again.
Oh!
They're looking for the fight.
The chains onto GPK. Does have Ghost Jewels and Force to play with, but he's getting caught in the stuns. He'll finally get the Ghost Step drop, but he's taken so much damage. He's dead.
Pure, also gone.
Killed him off the ones. So they can go for a second time round here. Nothing to say, swings back over. Has the chains upon him. Ice Path as well to follow up from Y, but BKB's up from Pure. They'll get the jump to save. The shackle shot's there from Planet, locking down the Batrider. Save tries to blast them back with a flame break, but he cannot run.
Great fight again, Tidebound. As soon as they group up as 5, they decimate the fight, back up to that lead. GPK gets nothing off.
Yeah, they get Pure at the end of it all, and the buyback from Katomi, it's not going to do anything at all. Ends up just dying a second time off the back of the team fight. And Miro, the only one left standing here in the fountain as he's able to back off.
They smash it, though. As soon as they group up, they're like, okay, let's show you what the game state actually is when we're as 5, not getting 1-by-1 kickoff.
I mean, what do you do now? You got to let the mid set go down. I imagine you don't want to use the buyback on Pure. You got to let this go right.
You definitely let this go, but you're gonna have to contest this next rush. But yeah, just wait 50 seconds, I imagine, on him. Especially because you don't have Katomi for 40 seconds, so you don't have kill threat.
And we'll see how heavily they are able to get to push.
They catch the side waves, so I like that as well from Tidebound. They take the bottom wave. You see Bach goes top, takes the top wave as they also pressure mid.
They'll get the mid set.
They can look to back up and go for that rush afterwards. Level 25 has been hit, nothing to say, continues to be untouched this game. 25 also on the Templar Assassin for Shiro. A hell of a recovery. Roche starting to swing toward top, it'll grab Bach, throw him out of there. Also grab Planet.
Oh, careful, it's a lot of damage.
Who next? One more time, come on. Aw. Next big item for Pure, you said, needs that Orchid, but we see these 5v5s are just too hard. Even with Bruce Split, it just dies.
They're going to try for the fight here with the smoke up, but the smoke's coming out as well from Tidebound. They know that BetBoom's going to try for these risky sort of plays, and they're prepared.
They have to on BetBoom. They have everything at the ready. Let's see how they can approach the fight. The Bruling, he has it 20, so they're a bit tankier.
Okay. He's going to send in the illusion first. See if he gets any sort of reaction from this play.
Tidebound's got the positioning advantage, though. They've got the high ground right now. Words are placed.
They find the AA first. It's going to be an easy kill to start things. They'll see Pure. They're in with the chains. Pure needs help, though. Have the avalanche coming out towards Bach, but Pure's going to die very, very quickly the first time round.
Katomi also, nothing to say, instantly on top of him.
And they're able to kite out the Ice Blast. The BKB comes out from Pure. Katomi dies to nothing to say. Pure's going to go for the BKB TP out. He'll make it out of there.
But GPK.
He'll get left behind.
I have nothing to say. I have nothing else to say. He's playing it so well. The second the AA shows, instant Remnant appears on top of Katomi. And Katomi just has to throw an Ice Blast randomly because he's like, I'm going to die in a second, guys. Like, I need to just toss my spell out. Yeah, 20-0-15. Untouched in this game. And now that Roche, there's for the picking.
As the items continue to fly out, we're very close to having the Aghanims to cure online for Y.
Ag Centaur now too. Yeah, these team fights just proving to be impossible for BetBoom. Have to somehow try to get these, like, it feels like pickoffs, but it's just not going to be there anymore with the way Tidebound's showing. Just stick together. Don't let BetBoom get for any of these 1-by-1 sequence kills.
There it is, Shiro. As the Aegis.
Nothing to say, doesn't need it.
No, he's not. He's not dying anytime soon.
What's next? What can he go for next? What's the next fun
I
thing?
guess
He can eat his Ags. And
yeah,
he
eat
can
the
if
Ags.
he wants.
If he wants to keep holding the gem.
Yeah, he can pass off the gem also and replace. Lincoln's is the safest, I would say.
Yeah, if you want
Already
to
doing
aggressive,
enough.
right, you look at like your nullifiers or your hexes.
Yeah, if he wants to go aggressive, he can. If he wants to be defensive because he doesn't want to die and end the game with 0 deaths, sure. As the push comes in, TA with the Sages to the high ground. Let's see if BetBoom can get them in the fountain.
It's got to be the plan. It's not going to be easy. Save. Does he want to try and jump someone? Tier 3's gone.
Tower's dying fast.
Got to do something soon if they want to keep these racks alive. Or at least attempt to keep the racks alive. This stays in. We'll get the slight chains on it. But Pure and save. Get the drag back on to Miro. Miro's going to get caught by the silence. He's got to get the split off. Get it off just in time. Pure just getting held in position here on the high ground by these constant slight chains from Nothing to Say. Miro will push out here with the Brewlings, but
they can't.
They can just kite it out.
Even with the brew split, he just kills the Raxus through it, and he might even just commit for these brew splits too.
And Buck with a stomp. Shiro in with the damage. Miro's got to back off with the rest of them. We'll get them out of there. GPK jumps in, has to force back up to the high ground, but Nothing to Say is ready to chase him. Remember the Remnant at the chains, backs off.
And Shiro with an instant Hurricane Pike onto GPK.
Safe.
Toss.
Now one hit away from dying. Has to still be careful, of course, and Nothing to Say sees him. He'll go straight for him with the Remnant.
And they have no split for the fight. Even if they toss back, they don't have the damage now.
It does just feel like they don't have much at all.
Shiro looking to close off that final set of racks.
Smoke coming in from BetBoom. Still having to deal with this Aegis TA.
Miro's playing with the Ags.
Here's it.
Trying to tornado people.
They're going to try and make the jump over towards Bark. They come in with the Avalanche and the Ice Blast. Can they kill the Centaur? They can. Bark's gone, but Save's going to tick out. Pure, the reincarnation. Give him that second chance here in the fight, but Nothing to Say at the same time. Pushing back GPK and Katsuomi. They'll get him up in the sky. Miro, get the ult off once more. Oh no, won't actually decide. He's got to run. He's going to get back to the fountain. Avalanche out. They caught Nothing to Say. Can they kill him? He's so low. He'll
He's
get the
still
slight
alive.
fist of the Remnant. He's away. They can't even finish him there. Pure's going to be going down. He'll turn with the stun to Shiro, but the BKB's out. Miro's out. No buyback on him. Pure will come in with the buyback. Avalanche onto Shiro as his BKB comes to an end.
They can't kill Nothing to Say.
And they GPK.
Still can't.
Well, Pure tries to jump in, but the ice path's just laid down perfectly for him by Y. Power shot comes in, Planet with the triple. This game's over. We're going to a game 3.
You better tip Nothing to Say. He just hard carried the shit out of this game, let's be honest. This TA was jungling from level 3 onward, and Nothing to Say.
Thank you very much, Sheev. Yeah, let's find out how this one goes down. The deciding game 3 here between Tidebound and BetBoom. Fox, what'd you make of it?
Processing more. I do like this, what they're talking about, the CMPA, right? They saw Beastmaster, they know he's off lane, so they completely looking to shut him down. And they have done that to Bach quite a few times. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with, and honestly, I do have to just mention it, I'm curious with the Gyro, what he's actually going to accomplish. We've had some unorthodox 4 positions get picked up, and sometimes they fall flat on their face, so see what Planet's going to be able to do this game on this hero too. Because it's a lineup that running into, you know, Gyro run in and chase heroes, right? So it's a lineup sometimes that running into them also can feel pretty scary. They have a lot of ways to just like burst you as you kind of charge in with some of these more aggressive supports. The call down, definitely you can see some effectiveness versus like the escape act, it's that big AoE, but the other abilities, I'm wondering how useful it's actually going to end up being.
Oh, BetBoom, they did want to try and find something here with a smoke. Level 1, but not going to get anything.
And yeah, I guess, you know, like you said, the one thing that is going to just stick in the back of my mind now too is just Pure's PA, because there's been some reckless games from him, just insanely reckless diving fountains, you know, crazy stuff like this. So definitely have to factor that in always. He's set up for success though. The lane that he's been given, he's a CMPA. Like it's really, really strong. You're playing into a unorthodox 4 that I don't know what he's going to be able to do in the lane overall, and you have a save behind you, right? So that's the other thing that I do like that they have for Pure is even if he does go super insane mode, which he tends to, they got the Ringmaster. Speaking of the Ringmaster though, I think Nothing to Say. He popped off so hard that last game, and it's definitely another one of those heroes that absolutely can pop off and be that counter for Ringmaster.
Let's see what he can do on the Pango. His eyes on him and GPK. Yeah, just such a massive difference in net worth created between those two mids in that game 2. See if GPK can keep up this time.
and that he wants to play the Tiny again. That says a lot, you know?
Because it was a rough game.
Sometimes you have a bit of a rough game and you're like, I don't want to play that here, even if it's like the perfect dream Tiny situation. But GBK sees it's still a good game for it. He'll be able to lane versus nothing to say. And I'm gonna be watching top. I just want to see how this lane in particular goes with the Beast and the Gyrocopter. Since, as we said, Beast, there's a ton of answers for him for his summons with the PA plus the Crystal Maiden. So let's see what he wants to do with them. Maybe just stacks with them. Right? You just pop the board, send it out of there, just get your own stacks going, and you just play with axes and play with the harass of the flat cannon. So it looks like that is the approach. Immediately going onto planet.
Yeah, they're gonna make the jump straight for him. It's got the stick charges.
Got another nuke.
They're gonna chase him down, get the kill. They could mess with Bark as well,
They kill the Hawk.
potentially.
They kill the Hawk as well. Yeah, Bach.
Yeah, they could try and chase him out, but he's got the stick charges. He's pushed that out of him.
Yeah, I really do have worries for this Gyro 4. I really don't know what Planet's going to accomplish with it. Besides just being like a walking missile at some points. And in the laning phase, we're already seeing they can absolutely just commit for the kills here. They have more than enough damage in the barrier. The CM, I'm actually surprised how much this hero disappeared, but it's, again, something that we mentioned last time, just other heroes being too good. This Glacial Guard actually seems quite good in a lot of games.
It can be the difference makers in some of these trades.
Yeah, because then you have like double. You have a save from the ring mass, and then you have this barrier that can be applied that catches people off guard, truly. They do have a lot of magic damage top, though, once Planet gets some points into his barrage, so we'll have at least a way to go through that physical barrier. Yeah, Pure definitely set up for success.
And did you also feel that this was a good game to bring out the Bane for why?
When I was looking at what they had at that point, there was pretty much like no ways to actually stop Fiend's Grip unless they literally throw like a Wheel of Wonder. So that plus the escape deck. I mean, Y does like this hero. I think this hero is underrated, so I'm cool with seeing it picked up. Now they have multiple BKB piercing lockdowns, so it can definitely be very strong. Katomi survives the last hit, Tango regen, keeps him up.
It's going to be hard to pressure the PA, though, as long as they can keep the regen out for Pure.
Hard to pressure the PA, and hard for Miro to get really bullied down here. Even though it's a Bane lane, it's a TB, so it's a little more passive in terms of how much they can actually look to slow down the Doom. So Miro should have a very good start down here as well. Across the board, as we said, BetBoom. They did look to set themselves up to have these 3 lanes this game.
Cat's eye, mate.
There you go.
They have the Frostbite onto Planet. Pure's in with the jump. They get the kill again.
He's going to die a lot up here.
It's difficult, right? They sort of see him in any sort of... anywhere close to them, they just go on him. And there's nothing really the Bart can do to help.
No. I've seen this Gyro attempted a lot of times in this 4. It does. This is the way the lane tends to go, unless somehow you isolate the 5 position, but yeah, not easy. Katomi does eat an axe there, so does Pure. Again, looking for the aggression onto Bach. Just a barrage poke. Nothing to say. He's having a very good time in that mid lane. As we've seen this 50-50 matchup. He's keeping it consistent. A couple extra denies on GPK. How are the stacks looking? I was checking to see where these boars went, but it doesn't look like he was able to get any of them started just yet on Bach. Planet looks like he's trying to back away to potentially look for one, but he can't actually do it either. So that's another problem about the 4th position Gyro. Like, some of these 4s just can't get the double stacks going, which you really want to have if you're offlaner at times, if you can farm it. So these stacks are going to be limited from the side of Tidebound in this early game to catch him back up. He's yet to die, though. He has 27 last hits at the moment, so things considered not too bad for Bach.
Bottom lane white. He's got the brains up, and he's got Shiro by his side with the Metamorphosis, ready to start trading back at them.
Sleepwalk? Not enough.
Not going to get him out of there. He goes down, and Shiro at this point, not quite enough damage really to threaten a kill and return. Miro and save are perfectly fine.
If anything, Shiro has to be careful how far he steps forward there versus these two. It's a ton of burst damage between the level 2 Tame the Beasts. Should be fine. Now
Top.
They're going on him. Low resources. Not going to fully commit.
Well, they can now.
They will.
They jump forward. They need to find the vision for the dagger. He's juking around the tree line. Pure knows it, though.
He's Gonna get him.
And get him with
Now,
the nuke, and they might just get
Planet
planted as
also-
well. They've got the frostbite back up. They're going to get both of these kills, Fog. This lane is
It's a disaster.
it's going rough. At least over in the mid, they get the chance to move in with the Rolling Thunder, take down GPK.
It's a free farm PA, though. Yeah, I had worries for this gyro, and so far, not seeing it do pretty much anything. 0 and 3 on Planet. Every time he walks up, he actually just gives kills. And now Katomi, he's level 5 already at this point of the game. So level 3 Frostbite online. And as we said, there's no stacks made for the recovery for Bach. Good rotation to mid, though. Do get that kill set up. I mean, nothing to say. He carried it last game, so definitely one that you want to be able to play around.
And GPK, he's TP'd up here. Bach's playing pretty safe, though.
He seems to know. GPK's looking for the shrine, though.
That's
15
that's
seconds.
true, actually. They could try and fight them here around the 7-minute wisdom.
They're going to have to call for friends. And nothing to say does not have the role available, but they might need him to join anyway. Don't think they want to just give this one up for free.
It looks like they're going to have to.
Uh-oh. They're looking for the contest to steal the opposing one, but they can't yet. They just got to give it up. GPK, heads up move. And they're going to scout the triangle as well, too. Save, sends his Ringmaster illusion. Looks, there's no stacks. So they're probably going to communicate that immediately. Like, guys, we shut down the beast and he has no recovery outlet. If we look to pressure this area, how's he going to actually fully recover? It's going to be dependent on the other cores to reestablish his game. Because now the supports are going to be very underleveled after they lose this Shrine of Wisdom and after the, the 4 position is only level 3 and 0-3. Pure, waiting for another setup up here too. Bach.
Just being a little cautious with the fact that nothing to say could be waiting behind.
We don't know where the Pango is at the moment here. Power Rune, 10 seconds, GPK, and save. Positioned around it. High burst damage and control. Nothing to say. Good lockdown. They don't have the Avalanche at the moment, though. So now it's Katomi who's been caught.
Yep, they could just go straight for the CM here with the backup of Planet.
Planet takes I would give that to nothing to say every time right now. With this Pango game, how much he was able to do last time when he snowballed. But Planet will claim that last hit. GPK will get a haste rune. One of the strongest active runes for the Tiny in this early game. Whip comes out, save.
I mean, GPK's ready to move forward with that haste. Comes in with a burst combo onto Wise, not enough to finish him.
Can they chain stun him? It's hard versus haste rune even, so not even going to try for it, nothing to say. He's also quite tanky at this point, 1500 HP. Probably can't go for that kill there. Bach will get some time to recover, but as we said, it's not stacks. Not yet, at least. Now it looks like they are going to start to form some of these stacks. Planet as well as the Boar are there. So they'll get Vision, he'll get the Flak to get that stack as well too, so he can start to get some extra gold on his way. Bottom.
They're going for him. Mira moves in, drops down the tomb. There won't be any saving this Terrorblade.
Shiro gets slowed down. Well, Pure is not getting slowed down. Having full free time as this PA.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, have they got good ways to deal with the PA down the line?
They have BKB piercing disables.
Yeah.
So they have Bane Grip, they have the Roar. They do have ways to control and lock him down. But there's saves as well too, right, for BetBoom is why. Looking to set up for Miro, but he is very tanky down here. If they want to make a play, they need the Pango. Nothing to say, is rotating over.
Nah, Mira's just too tanky.
Yeah, 1700 HP. He's like, even if I commit with roll, we don't have the damage. Wheel, online now, save. Does have that at the ready. As we said, the support's on BetBoom higher level because of those shrines. Still not 6 on the Bane, only level 4 on Planet. Power Rune will be secured, so nothing to say, does get a good one. He's close to the Diffusal. Of course, also got the Orb of Destruction Dream, as they always do. Yeah, it's going to be a slow recovery for Bach. He is starting to get these stacks up, though. So we'll see. If he's able to sit back and get those stacks farmed without BetBoom contesting, he'll be able to fully catch up.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? BetBoom may indeed try and make a move over there again soon, see what's going on.
They might look to invade with the Tiny and the Ringmaster, because they can clear some of those camps out and take a fight around the Wheel of Wonder. The Tidebound slowing things down, starting to get these levels. There's 2 supports in particular. Planet, as soon as he has 6, he can actually start to do stuff on this Gyrocopter. The call down is pretty huge for him. And he's doing this, okay, he's doing like the pub, I call it, the pub standard gyro build. I don't know how you deviate usually anyway. He's gonna go Urn into Vessel, into Shard, so I mean, yeah. This is kind of like the standard build of the 4-position gyro in those games. BetBoom. Looks like they're gonna go through the portal.
Yeah, they
maybe look through Shiro.
See if they can shut down this Terrorblade a little bit.
Yeah. Innocence. It looks like he's probably just gonna be the sacrifice. They're still gonna look to play deep though. Do they have an Obs Ward to place? They do. Save has one. Shiro will be able to back away.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
Pure, about 1,000 gold from Battle Fury. Having a good separation between him and Shiro at the moment. 700 difference, and that's before the Battle Fury, so he'll be able to accelerate that farm. And nobody last hits the tower.
Why do they not want to last hit
Like,
it?
do they just not like to anymore? I don't know, whatever, dude. I think every game we've seen this.
It just feels good. Who cares about them? It feels nice to get the last hit on the tower.
Whatever. Maybe they think like someone's gonna jump them. Power Rune. They're positioned around this one. Nothing to say. Still has the Arcane. He's got the Diffusal.
All right, look at the toss. Frostbite as well on towards him, but the backup's here for Shiro with the meta. Looks to Katsumi. It's going to be a dead Crystal Maiden. Nothing to say. The Rolling Thunder, maybe seeing if they can get the control on a save. As Lion Planet the closing, get the missile heading over towards the Ringmaster. Cooldown as well. Save, he's gone.
Nothing to say. The grip. They get level 6.
Nothing to say. He's ready to turn back over with a shield crash. Help bring Mirror down low. Great force there from Tidebound. Brings the carry, gets double for Shiro, and looks to take the tier 1 in the mid as well.
Couldn't ask for a better moment to get that Fiend's Grip on. Miro just TPs and gets hard lockdown and killed off because of that there. As GPK does toss them onto the Crystal Maiden. Maybe Katomi saying, hey, I have Freezing Field. I can go for it. Oh, God, never mind. I'm just a Crystal Maiden. Dies in a heartbeat. As Bach now should have time to back up and recover the game. Get these stacks finished up. Tidebound. They've recovered that early laning phase completely.
Yeah, Shiro keeping up with the PA.
Evened up and nothing to say. Again, having a fantastic game, just like last time. 1-0 and 4, part of all 5 kills. Diffusal timing is solid. And a good Diffusal game versus the Tiny and the Doom in particular. Getting rid of those mana pools early on can be pretty annoying. GPK, still about 800 to his blink too. Yeah, that was huge for them. Completely recovered in this game, and Bach gets to just sit back, finish off those Ancients. Yeah, we'll have 2 components plus now finished up for it. Zero points on the save and save right now, so does not have a point in the escape act versus the Bane Fiend script. So a bit surprising to see that he's gone all-out aggression. See if that comes into the play before he hits level 8. Obviously at 8 he'll have escape act, but if another grip comes out, he doesn't have that. That'll be pretty costly for the team. Another Power Rune, nothing to say, just really trying to control all of them, and he's gotten the majority.
Yeah, but are they going to try and make a move towards this PA anytime soon? What do you think their game plan is regarding Pure getting the space he is?
I absolutely think they can kill him at any time. They have tons of magic damage and control between these 3. Katomi, he'll tank it. He'll die in an instant, but they might continue chasing forward with this amp damage.
It's hard to catch him though. Pure's going to know, of course, and just not put himself in any sort of risky position.
Hey, they'll kill him if they find, they'll kill him so fast.
See how deep they search.
Now that things are slowing down, Planet able to get these levels. His damage is high on the support gyro. Once things have slowed down like this, he almost has the Vessel done too. Pretty crazy how big of a recovery they were able to make, especially the top 2, right? The Bach as well as Planet in particular. There's a very tough lane counter. Tormentor. BetBoom gonna look to set up for this. They do have 4 heroes in the area.
All right, let's certainly give it a shot.
Looks like it. Waiting at that portal though. Again, why is he just doing the fake out, or is he gonna scout? He's doing the fake out. Maybe they tell Bach to set a boar through if they want to do some scouting.
Yeah, they're bringing Pure down here as well, so they'll have the 5 of them ready to go for the Tormentor if they want to.
Can they go for the roast trade? That's the question now. They're actually TPing over with the Bane to go for the setup. I thought maybe because they have Shiro, right, with the TV plus Pango, they might just come in for a Roshan trade, but not going to be the case as BetBoom get away with that Tormentor. Save. Does get the Shard. At one of the better ones this game, playing versus the Terrorblade. The Spotlight is fantastic to clear out those illusions. And now has hit level 8, so he's got the point of escape backed.
I didn't really get anything major in return there, Tidebound.
No, I thought they were just going to commit for Roche, honestly, because we've seen this trade just so many times, but just a bit hesitant to go for it there. Maybe because Bach was low resources and maybe making the call. He's like, I'm very close to Ags, and then when he has Ags on Beast, then they can force the Roche, but yeah, BetBoom will get away with that Tormentor for free. And now GPK with the blink, they can look to be a bit more active. They don't find that mid ward though. A little sneaky. The sentry placed just out of position there. So they do look to smoke around it. Tidebound could be aware of it.
Now Bach sort of holding back after he gets that information.
And his Axe is done. Low resources, so might back up before another fight does kick off. Planet. He's not expended for that vessel just yet. Looks like he does want to have the shard for the next fight also, for the barrage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Game slowing down a lot. 6-7. Both teams just content with sitting back and farming.
Who'd you prefer in the long run then?
I mean, they both scale pretty hard.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Beastmaster has been thriving, and honestly, Pure has been insane on the PA, so maybe I favor Tidebound a little bit on that one, but 50-50, honestly. This one is very, very close at the moment. Miero's about to have BKB, so they can look to accelerate things on the side of BetBoom here with these timings. PA, he's going to go down SNY, Hitomi.
Oh, he's actually going to get the chance to live a little longer. Planet will swing around and put an end to that, though.
GPK will be able to sneak himself out. And that's the Roche probably unlocked for them. Just even one pick off, they can go for it. So Aghanim's Beast, they have the Pango, they have the TB. They can look to bring this down very quickly. Yeah, Pure going SNY route. Does eventually, I mean, does probably want that BKB as the next choice, but can absolutely understand the status resistance versus 2 BKB piercing lockdowns. Group up here for the smoke. The Roche is already gone, though.
Yeah, it's going to be too late to stop it.
And they've got their ults ready. Limited resources set on Bach. He's a little limited on the mana. They have their ults that they're ready to fight. All of BetBoom joining together. He actually goes S and Y on Miero, so looking to be more of a right clicker rather than just a BKB. The roll being pumped. Nothing to say. Has the blink dagger. The saves are not going to be easy for this Ringmaster. Like, this, nothing to say. We saw what he was able to do last game versus Katomi on that AA. It's going to be a similar kind of concept of just breaking the back line on this Pango. And even if the escape back goes off, he'll be able to kill through it, of course, since all that damage does pierce.
Not quite able to find a way to make the jump around mid. Pure is stepping up.
He's queuing up the BKB. Looking for a potential catch top. They want somebody to show. Tidebound's being careful. They know where Pure is.
Yeah, he's going to not hang around that mid area anymore. It started to get far too risky.
It's cool that Miero pivoted, though. He had the BKB all queued up and all that, but things have been so passive for so long that he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going SNY, getting the crit creep. I'm going to get my scaling going also on that Doom.
Dire's bottom tower is
Now
under
both teams, of
attack.
course, playing as careful as possible here. You lose this, you're out.
These are the tensest moments, it feels like, of the game. 20 minutes. It's about to be daytime.
Under attack.
Tidebound bringing together this fight around the Aegis. Missile is on Pure, too, so they have information of where he is and of a couple of these other BetBoom heroes since he jumps away. Looking for the angle.
Shira.
Pure gets caught at the start.
Got good control on him as well with the Fiend's Grip. The
It's
escape
safe.
back will come out. GPK's able to jump in with the Avalanche. Gets the toss back. Pure, though, he's caught by the homing missile. Katomi's ult gets interrupted here by the Nightmare as they're now able to push forward with the meta damage, chase down another kill as Katomi falls.
Tidebound just one step ahead. Super ready for that fight. Even if the save comes out, they were, yeah, perfectly in position there for the catch control. Pure will distance himself. They don't have BKBs yet, so I feel like for the side of BetBoom, they can't actually take that fight very easily at all. Just versus the roll that comes into play there, the call down too. As Mira, you know, we mentioned he slowed things down, goes for the SNY, now goes for Blink. Eventually, they're going to have to pivot into these. I think the next 2 items has to be BKB if BetBoom wants to be able to fight versus this lineup.
Yeah, it seems pretty impossible now.
Yeah. So as soon as the roll comes in, a call down, it's just chaos has started. So.
Yeah, but the majority of your health's gone at this stage of the game to those combos.
Exactly. Now, though, ults are on cooldown, so they're looking to strike the fact that the roar and that roll is on cooldown, but it's only a small window. 20 seconds until it comes back up for nothing to say. They have the Blink Doom, though, and I think they actually saw Shiro up here. Shiro does seem to know where the TB is. They'll run right into him. They've got the Doom. The perfect pickoff.
Going the way of Pure as well.
Yeah, gets that last touch. That ward, I mean, this sneaky ward that they have in the lane, right there, catches Shiro walking through.
And the swing down the river, I mean, GPK is trying to keep his hands on towards Planet, but Kato is able to set up with the Frostbite, steps up with the Avalanche. It's another one for BetBoom.
Might find another one. Why? Also spotted. Does he have the damage? He does.
Just like that, BetBoom picking up those 3 kills against the lineup that, you know, they had the Aegis right, and they had the previous team fight. They get picked apart though.
Yeah, they were split up and got caught while those cooldowns were still refreshing as BetBoom makes a super heads-up move up to a 3K lead now with this PA. And we mentioned those BKBs being so important. They pretty much have them done now. Miro can sell and buy if you'd like to, right? He can sell the SNY and buy the BKB if you'd like to for the next big fight win. Pure has his done, and he's hit level 18 now too. So that Aegis not going to be fully utilized. They did get some kills out of it, but...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
In between things, yeah, Miro can buy the Midas, use it, sell. Consider what option he wants to go for next after he sells that Blink for the time being. But BKB is done for Pure. Now it's hard to bring him down. They have Fiend's Grip, they have Roar. They're going to try for it.
Can they find the opportunity to get their hands on him, though, without any interruption from BetBoom? It's not going to be easy.
They got to know where the back line is. Doom on cooldown for 30 seconds, so again, that's why Tidebound's looking to strike. But BetBoom in position, they're looking to fight themselves too.
Can they really just start on Pure into the tier 2? It feels like a big risk trying to take a fight this close to the tower.
If you don't know where the Ringmaster is, it's absolutely a big risk. They do get the sneaky ward on the right side here. It's not giving them the information behind the tower, and Doom is starting to come back up. BetBoom starting to inch forward for that battle. Level 19 on Pure versus the level 15 TB. Now there's that big separation between the two of them. Nothing to say. Still having a flawless game, but it feels like if the one moment that he dies, this game's going to look very difficult for them. Planet split pushing with the call down. BetBoom hunting.
Yeah, they might just settle for him. They're trying to see if there's anyone maybe behind him as well.
Yeah, they're trying to go for the bigger grab.
Shiro is still down here. It's gonna
see the illusions. Will they read where he is? Pure.
Are they going to be able to sweep over and find him? They do!
Found him.
GPK knows exactly where he's going to be hiding. Find Shiro.
The biggest pickoff that they can find.
Very, very top stuff there from GPK. I mean, the persistence from BetBoom, right? They knew they had to search this area on the off chance that the TB was still around, and he was.
Last 5 minutes from BetBoom have pretty much been perfect. The reads around the game after that fight in the Ancient, around the Triangle, where they lost a couple things, striking right back versus those cooldowns and versus just information. Nothing to say. Amp damage is up on him, but they are spotting him. And these wards are doing work. The top ward catching Shiro. This one seeing nothing to say too. Getting in a comfortable spot now with this PA's net worth.
Oh, they're going to TP over to the top to try and get Bark as well.
Oh, are they going to guide him here? Oh, he's totally surrounded.
He's very dead.
They still have, again, another ward that catches another hero. That's 3 wards in a row that have caught core heroes. Hot stuff from BetBoom.
And the Roar, honestly, just kind of working out for BetBoom. I think if he didn't Roar, he's probably going to get doomed. And now in that situation, the Doom kind of gets saved. He's like, well, you know what? I don't need to Doom now.
Very, very true.
They'll be able to still make a further play from this BetBoom.
Yeah, so even more map pressure. And I'd love to see how efficient Miro is being. He's just I'm not going to keep track of it a billion times, but Midas sell, blink sell, refresh, switch items up, etc. Constantly being able to do that to maximize. And is that the Satanic done?
Very close to it.
Close to
right,
it. Okay, it's just the Reaver. It's just the
Okay.
Reaver for now, but getting closer and closer toward that level of being able to stand his ground. Even more so.
His middle tower is under attack.
His damage is crazy. Also with this Alpha Wolf Aura. Good to get the Tormentor. GPK gets it for free. That's very thankful for him to be able to continue scaling. That's why. God, what a dangerous position for this Bane.
And then it gets found out there by Mira.
The Courier will see him. It's a long TP. Oh, poor Y. He was in a dangerous spot.
It's fallen apart pretty rapidly, this game for Tidebound.
It has.
You rewind, 5 minutes? They were looking to be in a pretty great spot, but these pickoffs after pickoffs that BetBoom are getting away with are really setting Tidebound back.
Yeah, pretty much just right after that whole triangle play, right? They gave up a couple kills, Age just got reclaimed, but BetBoom was able to just find so many of these huge core kills. Finding it both on the Beastmaster and on Shiro back-to-back. As you said, nothing to say, yet to die. He's about to have his Aghanims done, but the others are, they were hemorrhaged some pretty big kills there. All right, there's that Aghs done. See how much he can get done with it. It's a 7K lead now for BetBoom.
Grouping up, they've got some smokes to play with here, BetBoom.
Yes, they do. And they've got one to play with. BKB finished up for Bach, Blink, and they have double BKBs. Actually, I think triple BKBs on the course finished, right? Yeah, triple BKBs on the side of BetBoom now to play versus the Pango role in particular. Smoke on smoke. A tough fight for Tidebound to execute. See if they can get the angle. If they can protect Shiro long enough for him to deal out this damage. I feel like we've had so many games with these Terror Blades being like alone, right? Where he's just like the only one at that level of being able to have that extra that he can contribute in the fights. Smoke. Full Satanic for Pure, and he gets the tough Nemesis Curse at the same time. Nothing.
They're going to see nothing to say.
Quick blink. Still
see
gonna
Bach
charge forward. They see nothing to say.
They're going to turn towards him. He's able to roll up.
That's a roll used. They have to bail out instantly on the side of Tidebound.
Yeah, there's no fight to be had now here for them.
No, they need like the perfect fight, it feels like, to be able to try to kill Pure now at this point. So as soon as that roll gets used, they have to immediately bail out. And Roche, it's up. Pure. They'll just be able to clear this out for free. Smart moves from BetBoom. Even though they don't get the kill, we'll be able to enable them to get this Roche on.
How do you kill him now? He's looking pretty untouchable. BKB, Satanic, Aegis.
Sure, you've got ways to control him.
Yeah,
maybe,
for the once.
Damage. At this point now, I mean, Shiro, he's going down the butterfly route too, so he's not even going to go the MKB, so the damage is definitely going to be limited for you to touch Pure now at this point, even if you throw everything.
Looks like it's only going to get tougher here for Tidebound.
It really does feel that way.
BetBoom getting all the timings now that they want.
Pure, he can start just leading the charge even. He's just walking forward.
Yeah, just to get them to throw spells on him.
Yep. You can see he does not feel any fear now at this point. Could be as big as enemy. As we said, the Falcons still exist. Now they're in a comfy spot. He can start getting this push going. He's got the CM behind him, and they are... Looks like they were hunting in the meantime on the side lane. I mean, this says a lot that he does this, right? You have a PA hitting the tower with just one hero behind. They're going to go for him.
So they can do it the once? They can. And can they do it the second time? I mean, the rest of the team is pretty far from Pure. He's still able to jump over.
They don't get the grip on him.
Rolling Thunder will connect once more, but now the time's been bought for the rest of BetBoom to swing over and be there for him.
They'll take away the Aegis at the least, so it's a play. It does cost them 2 ultis. Planet trying to drag this wave. Catapult is there, though. They'll pop the glyph for it.
can't quite get things together to go for him a second time.
His team started to connect over.
Radiant's middle tower
Tier 2 to fall. They can look to pressure bottom as well. No roar or roll available.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Shiro, butterfly, soon to be done. But like we said, it's going to give him a little more protection, but there's a lot of ways that goes through it. The mixed damage that BetBoom has in their draft.
Now they can just look to back up, go for the top.
They can play it safe here now. Drag the mid wave as well.
Pure.
Here, about to have that next big item.
Yeah, super close to having that Basher online. Level 22. It's just...
It's so scary.
It's going to need some diving to come into play.
Yep, and it's definitely still possible.
For Tidebound.
Definitely still possible for BetBoom, as we've seen through this tournament, but... No, this one, they're being much more careful. After reestablishing that game, after reestablishing this game, waiting for their triple BKB's timing that they have now to be able to take any of these fights. If Shiro can somehow sit back and get the MKB, then perhaps. But it's a ways away. They're gonna... I mean, is this Ninja Gears or is this smoke? They're smoking and looking for potential sneaky play. They have to see the back line somehow, though. GPK, they're making the move on him. Save is there.
See if they can finish him off. The escape pack comes in. GPK will put the BKB. The Roar's there. They still want this tiny dead.
Shiro's doomed.
They'll get the kill. GPK's gone.
Can Shiro get
Now,
out?
the grip's there. Onto Pure. Pure. He'll get the BKB in the Satanic off. He's ready to start. Healing up.
Shiro, can he get away? Doom wears off, but he can't target anything.
Pure's BKB's about to come to an end.
Shiro's isolated.
Saving Katsuomiya here to help Pure.
It's okay.
I was a little close. Pure
was
got
very
very close to dying there.
Yeah, they got him down to, what, 10% HP or less, almost bringing him down there. But Shiro got doomed. They fully isolated him. If they had even that little extra +1 or 2 hits on him, they would have probably been able to bring him down. But yeah, Miro finds the prime target. Doesn't allow the Sunder either to be very effective.
Back on with the push. Take away that final tier 2 tower away from Tidebound.
And he goes Nullifier instead of the Basher. Okay, so wanting to get rid of the Glimmers and these defensive items that we've seen picked up by the supports.
I did come close that last fight. Just
Close. The close just ain't enough.
yeah, they have to kill Pure.
Yeah, these cooldowns are going to start coming back up. And Pure will start to just delete targets now with the Nullifier too. They won't be protected. Nothing to stay still yet to die. So still very impressive to see that from him. He's about to have Nullifier also. So that next time, they could look to... They couldn't 100-0 target to prevent that escape act. Still going to require a bit of a mess up there from BetBoom, it feels.
BetBoom ready to look for more blood.
Yeah. Doom, 20 seconds. And Miro now switches the neutral that he has at least. He's got the worst stomp available for that extra stun too. Get that extra lockdown versus Shiro since there's no BKB on the Terrorblade. Smoke coming up. Doom's at the ready. BetBoom ready for the fight. And bottom, it seems like they know where he is. They're pinging right on top of Shiro.
See if
Scan.
Shiro,
Okay,
is he
yeah,
going to
that's
read
fine.
this and get out?
Second scan clips him also.
His TP on cooldown. He's got limited ways to get away from this position.
They know exactly where he is, Owen.
They're going to have it.
He's super dead. Don't even need to use the Doom. They can hold it for the next catch.
Quite a long time. Yes, 70 seconds. I mean, Pure, he immediately TP's back over here towards the top to keep the kills coming in. Nothing to say. Walks up into this. He's got the roll up. Get the angle to hold Pure back for now.
He's got to roll and run.
Should be able to get out of here. The rest of the Rolling Thunder, but a little risky there.
Rolling Thunder cooldown, 70 seconds. BetBoom have the Doom. Waves are being shoved out a little here, but they do have the entry through bottom if they want to look. Pure, waiting if somebody just steps outside. He is sitting outside with the blur. Very close to 25 for him, too. It looks like they're going to knock on bottom. Creep waves coming in.
Who's going to stop him?
There's no roll. No roll. Hold on for some time. 20 seconds, still no Terrorblade either. The banner has been planted.
Might just have to let this sec go.
Pops the Satanic, gets rid of the Enfeeble. Yeah, this set looks dead. 6 seconds, he is going to be respawning.
See how scared BetBoom are of that.
Pure will step away.
GPK wants to finish up the melee. Won't get the chance to do so though. Tidebound. Push the back. Pure wants to get back in.
They're being sensible. They're backing up. Roche going to be respawning soon. BetBoom not taking the risk.
Now if you Tidebound, you just get straight out on the map and try and catch them split. I mean, what?
You might just have to, but it's just it's a really dangerous and complicated fight to do outside of the base at this point. You need every possible extra benefit that you can at this point with their draft at this disadvantage. But you might just be forced to. Don't want to be giving up that Roche. Just don't know if you have the damage or control versus Pure at this point. Nice Hero, he's saying he needs the BKB, so not going to be able to get that MKB either. Almost having that finished up. Does mean his damage is going to be limited though, as we've seen in a couple of these fights. It has been. GPK also building the AC, so yeah, they're buying time to be able to get these next big items. As we said, BetBoom, much more careful approach this time around.
Yeah, there's no need to risk anything right now with the hold they have on the game.
Yep. In a super comfy spot to keep progressing as Miro just keeps doing the Midas trick, keeps scaling super hard. GPK also getting that scaling going since he got the shard from the Tormentor earlier. He actually is about to surpass Shiro on the Tiny as well too. And this is a hero that can absolutely start to dish out some crazy damage too. Once he starts pivoting with this build if he'd like to.
Tidebound tentatively moving out on the map, but
full refresher. All right, Bach makes the call. He's all in.
okay.
No double roar. They have to get the absolute full control, but there is going to be the save. Unless that nullifier comes out.
It's so difficult. They're going to try and see if they can catch someone with the smoke. Maybe they find one of the players of BetBoom out on their own, but BetBoom, they're playing so safe.
They commit for the items, though. The BKB is done for Shiro, too, so this is their all-in. They feel like they have to be able to contest around this Roche, or they're just going to lose. Pure. Level 25 is hit.
I know it's a rough area, but again, they're just so tightly prepared for this BetBoom.
And did have to point out, he got Mindbreaker also. And the Titanic Mindbreaker, so even more status resistance versus the BKB piercing disables.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Trying to go for the big wraparound.
BetBoom just not letting themselves get caught by this.
They're keeping on that high ground. Full AC for GPK, as we mentioned. A lot of items they've just picked up, Owen. Pure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They know. They're not going to be stepping away from this area anytime soon until they see someone on Tidebound show on the map.
They can start forcing a little on Pure.
Yeah.
So at least start cutting some of these waves. We do see the Terrorblade doing pretty much the exact same thing with his illusions in the mid lane. Eventually they can break the formation though, as Tidebound, their smoke has expired.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
GPK inside the trees, waiting to break a potential another smoke wraparound. They're covering all the access points.
Radiant's top tower
Titanic
is under
Gunpowder Gauntlet also for nothing to say. And a Timeless Ceremonial, so big damage increases at least for them based off of these neutrals. And extra ways to protect themselves. Doesn't change the tides of the fight much, and yeah, the formation has been broken. Roche gonna start pivoting and moving toward bottom the next 10 seconds, so Tidebound's very aware of that and looking to reset their positioning. They lose their ward though, and yeah, Roche is gonna start shifting down. Do they have another smoke? Don't think they do. Tidebound does not have another smoke, and that's an amp damage.
Yep, it is on the PA. I just keep sort of trying to see if there's any sort of opening to make something happen, but BetBoom are just really not giving it to them. They're just playing so safe and secure.
And that Roche.
Try for the roar here, but GPK's ready with the counterplay. Bark has to put the BKB and get out of it.
That's the BKB also of Bach. We'll have to back away. Yeah, that's the Roche now given to BetBoom. Unless they want to just go crazy and pop the refresher and go for it. But as I said, do they have a smoke? I think one just came up. They do. So Planet smokes up the team.
They got to try. Who can they find? Who can they jump? Save.
Pops the refresher already on Bach.
Time to blink out in time.
He's ready with that roar.
It is pushing BetBoom away from the pit momentarily.
It's only going to be one roar, though, because he did pop that refresher before this fight all kicked off.
BetBoom themselves ready to smoke up and try and get the longer wrap around, whilst they know that Tidebound's up there waiting on the high ground for an opportunity.
They're also saving... Oh, and they have buyback on a lot of these heroes on BetBoom, too. Pure has 6,000 gold. Charging in.
Ooh, quick link out from Bach. The meta comes out for Shiro. They'll come in with the Rolling Thunder. The BKB's out from Pure. Looks straight over towards Planet, but the grip's there. They're
Arrow.
controlling Pure for now with the full
The
feed
roar.
grip. Bach has the roar to follow up, but do they
no
have
damage.
the damage? They don't. Pure barely gets brought down to half HP. He's perfectly fine. Nothing to say, has been able to pick off the backlines as he ends the lives of both Save and Mirror, but the buybacks, as you said, are there. Both of them coming back into action, making sure that Tidebound, even though they do find the chance to get those 2 kills, BetBoom will still be able to hold this position.
Doom expires. Shiro has Sunder available.
Pure trying to finish off the roach. Nothing to say, with the jump. Trying to look for save a second time round and try and get the Beast Sphere onto
Pure,
Nothing to say. They
Sunder.
use the Sunder aggressively. Pure brought down low. He'll jump over towards GPK, back off to the high ground.
Miro gets the blink out. Nothing to say.
He's going to get taken down.
He's gone.
He's got the buyback as well. Immediately uses it to return to the area.
Pure, 5 seconds on Satanic.
Barracks are under attack.
That's not a bad pushback there from Tidebound.
Pure,
Planet.
he's going back in.
He's also got buyback available. Planet uses it straight away. They make the jump over towards Y. Y will turn, get the brain sap off, but he gets critted. He also has buyback available if he wants to return to the action, and he will. Bach turns, gets the Raw to Pure. Nothing to say, moves in with the swashbuckle. They're trying to do the damage, but they
Don't have
can't
it.
kill Pure. Pure's perfectly fine. GPK is in with the avalanche onto the
Huge.
2 of them. BetBoom clean up the fight there with a huge crit from Pure, getting the triple kill. They're throwing in all the buybacks here. Can they end Pure's life? They can.
Miro,
Finally, they'll get him. Miro as well to fall. It cost them what the fight for 4 buybacks. Everybody, bar Shiro, buying back for that fight there on Tidebound.
but they can get the Roche. With all these buybacks, BetBoom commits a little too far, and now that Roche is actually going to go the way the Tidebound with those
They're
buyouts.
really giving it their all here, Tidebound.
Holy crap.
Putting everything into that fight.
I mean, nothing to say again. He really does feel like he is being that difference, but Shiro does get locked down. Just give nothing to say, the Sages. They give it a Bach. Okay.
All right. I mean, they want him to be the one to go in first, get these roars off.
That is interesting. He guess he's only died the once on nothing to say, but he feels so important. See this replay.
Yeah, because we see at this point, BetBoom, they're ready to start chasing them down. Pure feels strong. The buybacks are coming in already from Tidebound.
But they don't, they don't respect those buybacks, though. They don't respect, especially respect nothing to say's buyback that comes in here.
Under attack.
And at this point, they still get the angle. Pure cleaning up the 2 of them. But the fact,
Dire.
at this stage, he's got no other tools to sort of protect himself. The
And the
missile
roll comes
connects
up.
into the roll. They lock him down. Pure's not able to get out that time round at the end of the fight.
It's a scrappy fight that Tidebound will take. Even though they're at this deficit, the fact that they're able to take away that Aegis away from BetBoom, away from that PA,
It's something.
massive. It's pretty massive. Shiro now might be able to actually get the MKB finished up to do damage. Because that was
Okay.
the issue in the fight last time. They did have the control for the PA once or twice, but they did 0 damage to him during it. Once BetBoom overcommits, then they can actually focus him.
See how much they can do now. They do have to be careful even with that age. Just as I said, they used the 4 buybacks, whereas BetBoom only having to use the 2.
It's the right call, though. I mean, it's beautiful fights. Beautiful fight from Tidebound after that heal extension. Octarine now for nothing to say. He's hit level 25. That Rolling Thunder is going to be... He could even get 2 off in the team fight if the fight lasts long enough. The potential is absolutely there. Pure. Gonna commit for the Bloodthorn, so he's gonna have that damage just to bring Shiro down in an instant. And as you said, this game could just explode in a heartbeat because they did use all those buybacks.
I mean, because I'd imagine BetBoom will try and find or make a move, even though that Aegis is there, right? Because of the buyback situation.
Yeah, I'm checking to see if what their smoke scenario is. I don't think they have one at the moment. Keep clicking around, but I don't see it just yet. Neither side having one available, it seems. The BetBoom gathered up. They spent their gold. Pure We'll sell an item away, so he'll have the buyback available.
Yeah, gets rid of the Battle Fury.
Yep. Now just about that full-out commit and blow up a single target since they did use those buys. Shiro also is short on the buyback, right? So 1,800 gold for him to be able to have that. So he does commit for the MKB. These moments are tense. Double roar at the ready. Double roar and double roll, so they will be able to do quite a bit in this next fight if they are not controlled. Tensest point in the game. Full refresher from Miero too. Gotta keep tabs of who's gonna get these controls off. Is he gonna just be able to prevent it if he gets these dooms off? It's definitely possible. It's also close to 25 on the doom.
How close do they want to get to the high ground here? Tidebound.
Nero doesn't have mana for the refresher, actually, now I look at it. Alright, he's bringing mangoes. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Could be a little awkward. Keeping eyes on those buybacks. Pure has his at the ready. Queuing up the boots of travel, so if he does get gone on first, he can bots back into the fight.
The wraparound's coming in from Tidebound.
Tidebound, they see the back.
They've got eyes on Katsomi. Straining with the Rolling Thunder, Katsomi to full. He has buyback available. Raw comes out over towards him. Bart trying with the setup, but the escape pack will buy time for Miro to reset potentially. The second Raw comes in though, and Shiro's in position with the damage. They've killed him off. There's no buyback available on Miro. Pure Thunder now for Nothing to Say, the Nightmare to momentarily control Pure. Nothing to Say continues to look for the backlines. He wants the Ringmaster. Wants to make sure there's no save potential. That
and they got
the feed script into the damage from the meta.
Tidebound, they're doing it.
I mean, the buyback's going to come in from GPK, but again, the buyback's not there for Miro.
No.
It's not there for save.
And they only have one way to save a target. We see the escape acting come out once, but there's double roars. The Fiend's grip as well afterwards. Double rolling thunders as well. Yeah, I mean, they catch the backline perfectly.
Yeah, Nothing to Say played the end of that fight fantastic. He just makes sure that nobody could get anywhere close to Pure to try and bail him out.
And I have to give Y a bunch of credit too in these last 3 fights as the Bane. He's just keeping Pure completely controlled. Sleep and then a follow-up Fiend's grip. And Tidebound.
They're going to get a lot of damage done here. Up to the high ground, onto the tier 3 mid.
They're going for tier 4.
They've got to try and at least force out the buyback from Pure.
They know that Miro doesn't have it.
There it is. Jump forward with the Avalanche Bugs, pretty low. That's the Aegis got. Pure, he's going to go full aggression here. Jumps into the forward with a BKB, trying to focus down Nothing to Say, but Nothing to Say is able to roll up. He'll turn back up towards GPK. They get the toss combo onto Bark. Bark bounces back to safety. Bark will survive, and GPK, he goes down. He's out for 2 minutes.
Miro's up in 12 seconds. He's got the double dooms at the ready. He got none of them off in that last fight.
See how much more they can find. 2 minutes without the Tiny.
Planet now at this point also has an E-Blade, so extra ways to bail his teammates out also if that nullifier doesn't catch at the right moment. Tidebound.
They're playing careful. They're, as you said, respecting what the Doom potential, even though they do have the numbers.
Hey, that blast play, that wraparound in particular, just so damn good. The way that they control the heroes. That was execution at its finest.
Yeah, they've clutched it up here, Tidebound, in a game that, for the first half or so, looked very much to be in the hands of BetBoom.
Absolutely. The shot calling, right? That shot calling, being able to do those buybacks, allow BetBoom to overcommit and then get that Roche. Now they have a 15k lead. Buybacks are going to start coming back up. Full items also being delivered, if I'm not mistaken. I think a full Shiva's now also for Bach. Has hit 25. For BetBoom. Now it's an pretty uphill battle for them.
It certainly is.
Even without the buybacks on the side of Tidebound, you're seeing Pure. He cannot kill targets in the BKB. They don't have the same type of control that we're seeing coming out from Tidebound.
Yeah.
From double rolls, double roars, Fiend's grips. They just have a Doom, and they just got to completely commit for that kill.
45 seconds still without their mid. Tidebound. Ready to try and finish up these mid racks whilst they have the chance.
They die so fast.
Can they force for any more? Still 30 seconds.
They can. And amp damage is also spawned bottom. They don't see it, but they've got refresher up. They've got everything at the ready.
Fortification comes out.
All being pumped. GPK, 15 more seconds.
Yes, they don't want to fight until the Tiny's up, BetBoom.
Refresher for Pure. He's all
Smoke
in.
comes in, but they've got to let this top set go. They can't fight without GPK. 2 sets of racks taken by Tidebound.
Are they gonna look to chase out? I mean, BetBoom might feel forced to just smoke and look for a fight out here because the last few have just not been on their terms. The amp damage, nothing to say, is gonna be scouting in this second here too. He will be able to pick that up. Now he can just kill the supports in literally in one roll with that.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunders have been absolutely terrifying for BetBoom in these fights.
Hell of a series. Planet.
They'll find a freebie. Planet.
Feels like one of the few actual small pickoffs we've
But
had
someone's
in the
just
last 20
completely
minutes.
away from the rest of the team, yeah.
Feels like it's been team fight after team fight after team fight for the last 20 minutes or so. But
I mean,
Planet,
these little things can matter, yeah. It's a long time he's dead. He does have buyback, but it's still 2 minutes of play where they're going to have to hold a man down.
and he had the gem too, right? So they were able to take that one away from him. Yeah, definitely. These kills definitely do matter. Smoke being passed over. Shiro, he's going to pop it. He commits also for Refresher. He has buyback. Lots of numbers coming in. Yeah, they can have the massive numbers.
They could catch them by surprise because obviously the buyback is available
He has
on
bots.
Planet and he's got bots.
Yeah.
So he's more than happy for the rest of the team to look to try and set up a play.
Pure.
They're going to find Pure. They're in with the jump. They got the Rolling Thunder into the Roy's. Then he's safe from the escape pack's not going to bail them out with another fire coming into play. Pure dead for 2 minutes. They'll push on for more. Rolling Thunder for nothing to say over towards Save and Captomi. GPK turns with the burst towards Y. Will kill off the Bane. Save getting low. Miro does find the Doom down under nothing to say. They've caught the Pango. Should be able to finish him off, but Miro will die for it.
There's no
Bugs
PA.
cleaning up the supports into the high ground, into the base, up to the tier 4 Shiro. It's 3 versus 5 now for BetBoom.
Tidebound, they've done it.
Can they hold 3 versus 5?
Tier 4s.
They're
Shiro.
going down.
What a team fight again. The second they see Pure, just hundreds of zero. There's no save.
They get the roar off. They've caught GPK. They're ready to close this up. He's out. No buyback. Miro will drop the Doom down onto Shiro. He's falling pretty quick here, Shiro. But Miro on his own cannot do this, surely. Shiro may die, but the rest of the team are alive to close it up, force out the GG, take the win, take the